Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams.
And just when Chad Bryant made things easier on me, I made them more difficult on myself. I hit the wrong button. Welcome in, everybody, to Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryant to my right, you're right, everybody's right. I'm Eli Moon. We are back in the saddle, on the saddle adjacent. I know, Chad, I did it the wrong time. Yeah.
Tried to help.
Yeah, you did, and I appreciate it very much. And you know what? It never goes unnoticed. Just know that. Happy Friday, everybody. It is Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryant and I. That's Chad Bryant to my right, you're right. Everybody's right. I'm Eli Moon. Just reintroduce ourselves. Allow me to. All right. Yeah, you get it. Thank you so much for tuning in today. It's been a crazy day, everybody. For starters here, as far as the network, let's dive into right now what the network's doing. We are less. Oh my goodness. We are less than 15 hours away from Moonbash. And that just hit me. You know, we're Cleveland's digital leader here. If you've tuned in for the first time, hello. Thank you so much. If you've been here before, thank you. We'll get to that in just a moment where you can stay locked in with us. But Moonbash, literally in 2 hours, it'll be the day of Moonbash. I haven't processed it, Chad. Not that it's a bad thing. Let me be clear. I'm very excited.
Monday. You won't. It'll all come. Like, that happened. I did that.
Yeah. It's going to be incredible. We're looking at about 50 artists. We've been moving a few things around. Things change. They always say the card's subject to change, but we are looking at about even 50 artists and DJs rocking out all day. The Inside Edge Network will be live tomorrow, 1 to 8 p.m. You'll hear from AA, Anthony Alford, Papa Moon. You'll hear from Chad Bryan. You'll hear from Kyle Cornell. You'll hear from, of course, some of your favorite Inside Edge Network talents. A few maybe you may get a surprise. But for sure, those four confirmed. The owner of the network, Peter Tellep, will be there if you're in person at Brothers Lounge there on Detroit Avenue, 11609 in Cleveland, Ohio. And if you miss Moonbash, it's okay. I mean, I'd love to see you there. The network would love to see you in person. If we don't, it's okay. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow at Inside Edge Net tonight, though, guys, at all the socials, YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, so you know when we're going live tomorrow and for the rest of eternity. You'll know when we're going live. You smash that notification bell. We have 4 daily shows throughout the week. Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell, 5 to 6 p.m. weekdays here on the Inside Edge Network. Then, of course, Inside Edge Primetime, Chad and I from 10 to 11. Autumn Chisholm with the Daily Spiral at 11 p.m. with a rotating co-host of AA Anthony Alford, Chad Bryan, and myself. Tonight, it will be me, and we'll dive into everything Autumn's got planned. And then, of course, Midnight Run with Anthony Alford at midnight. 4 great daily shows for you. Great weekly programming, Real Talk with Pop Moon, Legal Formation, The Voice of the Land. A lot of great stuff. Make sure you smash that notification bell. We'll get to why Chad's laughing in just a second. InsideEdgeNetwork.com. InsideEdgeNetwork.com is where you can read about your favorite personalities like Chad Bryan, who's got the giggles tonight, and all your favorite personalities on InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's where you can read about it at the InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Don't take the out. InsideEdgeNetwork.com. You got the point. All right. Read about your favorite personalities. Go to the partners page. Go check out our great partners, Fanatics.com, AlleyRoseFragrances.com, SportsMemorabilia.com, Monster Moments, W Energy, and of course, Omega Video Marketing. Could not do it without them, could not do it without you at home. So go ahead and grab a shirt, a hat, a mug, a polo, a windbreaker. Get ready for the fall. Rep Cleveland's digital leader, your source for sports, entertainment, mental health conversations, news, and everything in between. And of course, download the Inside Edge Network app on Roku. Take us wherever you want to go. Take us to your baseball game, to the bar, to the disco. We talked about that. Take us traveling. You can take us to the bathroom. Just don't tell us about it. Take us to Moonbash. Wouldn't that be something? You're listening to us and you're live. That would throw us off, but that would be absolutely exciting. Download the Inside Edge Network app on Roku. What's so funny, Chad?
I don't remember. No, every time you said every time you say a rotating co-host, I just picture like Autumn on one side of the screen and then like whoever the co-host is. I can't spin all the way around. I hit my knees on stuff.
That's about it. That's actually, yeah. So stay tuned for the spiral. Autumn's spiraling, and then we're rotating.
Yeah. Yeah. Tonight's the rotisserie grill portion of the show. Yeah.
The Rotissa spiral. I don't know.
Like it.
All right. Yeah.
By the way, Seatown Rock, appreciate you. Said a little bummed about the Lecision. That's also what they call it when you French surgeons, when they make the first cut. That's also called the Lecision.
Yeah.
Probably not.
And that's how most of Cleveland's feeling right now. It feels like, you were basically cut open and all your heart was left on the ground earlier today. And if you're wondering what Chad and I are talking about, what the rest of the world's talking about right now, it is that news that LeBron James has decided to become a Philadelphia 76er. He has signed a 2-year, $8 million deal with the Philadelphia 76ers.
But my USB stuff's not.
Yes. Yeah. We'll work on it for Monday. Well, we got some announcements. Yes. But Shams Charania of ESPN reported it per Rich Paul of the Game Over podcast with Max Kellerman and Clutch Sports, reported that, LeBron is going to be a Philadelphia 76er, 2-year, $8 million deal. I guess it wasn't about the money. Ultimately, he wasn't lying there. He was definitely telling the truth that it was really just about competing and being happy. And we've talked about it on this show, Chad, about what is it? Because can you be happy without going and winning a championship in your final year? I guess, what were the other options? We keep hearing, well, he wants to be happy. Well, if he wants to be happy, go find one of your favorite destinations to go play in and just be happy. But it wasn't, in all the thoughts of Rich Paul and, he's not ring chasing. Well, you didn't go to Charlotte. You didn't go to a name team, Detroit even. Here's the thing, and it was never discussed, but if you would have went to a team like Detroit, I'd have no problem. I'd be a little irritated, and I'd be like, oh, that's a problem. But besides Cade Cunningham, they don't have a superstar. And Cade's still, I believe, entering superstar status. I don't think he's there yet. But I could have understood something. I don't even know if he's the most important player on his team anymore. That's where I feel, Chad. Brian, am I wrong or am I right?
No, I don't think you're wrong. I think and maybe part of him wanted this. Maybe he didn't want that weight on his shoulders to be, the either the biggest or 1B type of superstar. Maybe he just wanted to be the final piece of the puzzle somewhere. There was no puzzle here. When you think about what the Cavs have done in the offseason, usually when you start a puzzle, especially if it's a bigger puzzle, right? You do the frame first, right? So you do the outer frame. The Cavs didn't even cut the plastic open, right? The box is still sitting there. It's like this 1,000-piece puzzle, and Kobe Altman's like, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Don't worry about it. Well, unfortunately, I think LeBron wanted to see maybe a little bit of progress on the puzzle. And to where his face was the last piece, and you just pop him in there, and he helps out or whatever. And he's like, "Hey, I finished the puzzle." I don't think he wanted to be the entire frame. I don't think he wanted to be that anywhere. And I feel like maybe now that I think about it, I mean, maybe that was the biggest part of the decision. Maybe he just wanted to be a guy. Maybe he just wanted to be a guy who, hey, here's a guy, boom. No, he just wanted to be a guy who came in and completed a team, right? And not necessarily had to go carry it. And I think at times when you look at what the Cavs have, during crunch time, I guess, in the playoffs, just mostly got crunched in that Eastern Conference Finals. But when it came down to who has the ball, who takes the shot, there seemed to be a little bit of indecision, and the offense didn't really flow. And I feel like maybe LeBron didn't want to be the guy to have to come in and say, hey, okay, you know what I mean? We've got to fix that. He just wanted to be there, an option. I don't know. I don't know, Eli.
It's weird, Chad. It's gonna be weird, man. Because first off, the Jaylen Brown dynamic. Not even just talking on the court in terms of who gets the ball in the final minutes. Who is going to be more of a important player. In terms of pecking order offensively. I do think it'll be Jaylen Brown, but we'll see when the season gets going. But Jaylen Brown also had some choice words about Bronny James. About him thinking he'll be a G leaguer. And then LeBron, we played it earlier today during the news coverage. When I was rocking with everybody earlier, it was basically LeBron going, I respect JB. Jaylen Brown, he's done great. He's been cool, man. We've been cool. Except for that shit he said about Bronny. Literally just changed his tone. And he's like, but we'll be all right. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. And I said earlier, and I'll say it again now. Yeah, you better be more than all right. Because you're teammates.
Yeah.
You are teammates. Yeah. And I guess, my problem with this, Chad, is if you want to be just a guy, then it is time to talk legacy. I hate to be that guy. It is time to talk legacy. And it's going to not just take tonight, but it's time to talk that over the next few weeks. Because we have given guys over the course of NBA history, and really all sports, but really NBA history, we have given guys so much shit for not being the, excuse my French tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be a little upset. But you have this moment where you're sitting there, you're in the opportunity to either come home go win a championship. Or option 2, which would have broke my heart still, you have Golden State, where, okay, you may not be option 1 in their mind, but you definitely are option 2. Like, and now it's like we've given guys like Michael Jordan even got some shit over the Washington Wizards stuff.
Yeah.
Like at the end of his career, Kevin Durant. People are like, well, he's the second, maybe third best option behind Clay and Steph. And we've been very critical of these people, these players. Now, why?
Durant was way different. We can get to that another time, but that was way different.
I guess it was, but it's a new level. And I said it earlier, and I'm going to say it again here now. LeBron created the blueprint. Are there different chapters and versions of the blueprint? Sure. That's how, things get created, inventions, and then they derive over time to different things. He created the blueprint, Chad. So sure, it wasn't the exact thing, but it's a team that is already constructed to be one of the front runners in the Eastern Conference behind New York, and that's about it to me. Behind New York, that was before LeBron James. Now the Sixers stand behind New York. They aren't better than New York still. This doesn't put them over the hump. What I do think it does is helps out Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey, young point guard. I think he'll be 26. He is 26. He'll be 27. He's in his mid 20s. He's a few years younger than me, which that's crazy. We finally have reached a point in life where that happens.
It gets worse.
But Tyrese Maxey will be 26 in November, and I believe he's going to be very, very important, and it has to be important. Actually, the most important piece to Philadelphia for them to succeed, because first off, he had 28 points per game last year, 28.3 points per game for Tyrese Maxey. He had an incredible year, but he's going to have to make it a next step up. He's going to have to be the number 1 guy. He's going to have to be in this position where everybody else is facilitating or looking for their shots. We talk all the time here in Cleveland about, well, who's going to get their, the bucket, right? Who's going to pass the ball? Who's going to be more of a facilitator? I think we're going to see the highest assists per game from LeBron James this upcoming season. And I think Tyrese Maxey is a 32, 33 point per game scorer, if not higher. I think you're going to see that's how it works out. If everything Philly's hoping for, which is a championship or at least getting to the finals, is going to happen, it has to be because Tyrese Maxey is your number 1 option. And Kyle and I disagreed a little earlier. He believes it's still Joel Embiid. But you know what you can count on with Tyrese Maxey? He's at least going to be on the court.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Embiid's going to be out there for 50 games. And my thing is, Philadelphia it's a little confusing to me because they've got a lot of guys that need the ball in their hands, right? Like, I don't know how that offense is going to really work, and maybe that's why that's what got me thinking. Like, maybe LeBron just wants to be a piece somewhere, right? Like, doesn't necessarily. It's not going to be ISO ball anymore. We're not going to see LeBron, dribbling until 8 seconds are left on the shot clock, and then, trying to make a play one way or the other. But I don't know, man. I think this is a good comment because this is something I'm going to put this up if you don't mind. Username there, but LeBron is the GOAT for now. But as time passes and sports medicine rehabilitation, evolves, whatever, someone else will have a long career and put up crazy numbers. And I was just going to say, like, now I think we can kind of start to look toward the end because he signed a 2-year deal. He said, this is the last team I'm going to play for. That's it.
Right.
So there is no coming home, right? There's no coming home to Cleveland. Right. And ending it there for one season or whatever. The farewell tour will now conceivably happen in a 76ers uniform. Mm-hmm. So let's fast forward, a year and 3 quarters ahead or whatever. We'll say a year and a half, but whatever, around that time, approximately. Does the farewell tour look different with him in a 76ers uniform? I mean, does that feel different? To me, and I'm trying to take my Cavs colored glasses, whether that's wine and gold or blue and orange or whatever, the black with the sleeves, whatever. It just felt more natural for that farewell tour to happen with him in Cleveland, right?
Yes.
It felt right. I'm not saying that it necessarily feels wrong that he went to Philly to play. Whatever, you can do whatever. He's free agent. That's the cool thing about free agency. You're allowed to go wherever you want. Right. And I can't fault him for that. The process was a little long and drawn out, but if he truly was considering retiring, then, maybe some of those days were spent trying to just think of something to motivate himself to come back and play because it's a long season and it's draining. It's just a grind.
Yeah, but it just seems weird, man.
20-some years. I mean, it's wild. But so how does that farewell tour look with him in a Philadelphia uniform? It feels disingenuous a little bit.
It's not even the biggest storyline on that team.
Yeah.
It's not even the biggest storyline on that team. And I mean that with all due respect to LeBron James and the career he's had. It's not even the biggest storyline on his team. I'm more interested to see how Jaylen Brown looks stepping up into, is he going to be the number 1 option? Or how are him and Tyrese Maxey going to coexist as the 1 and 2 or 1A, 1B of that team. Is Joel Embiid going to stay healthy? Can the Sixers kind of recreate some of their magic from last year? And now with a more stacked team, Dean Wade, former Cavalier in Philadelphia. They have Anthony Simons, who was starting for the Portland Trailblazers at one point. Now on the bench for the Philadelphia 76ers. They are doing a great job. We're going to talk about that construction of that front office later on in the show when we come back from break. We're not going there yet, folks. Don't worry. But we'll talk about that later on because I got some thoughts on Mr. Kobe Altman. For a guy that has now been the general manager for quite some time, has been elevated into the front office for quite some time. I don't know if he's even the guy calling the shots, Chad.
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, oh, come on, man. But I was like, Gansey's always, yeah. I was like, they haven't done anything since Mike Gansey left. Nothing. Not when they've lost players. They've jettisoned players out. But yeah, they haven't gained. They haven't made a move. Not a single move. Not another move. No, there's not one move since he left, and it does make you wonder. I hadn't really looked at it from that angle, but yeah, it makes you wonder. It makes you think.
It does, and we'll pour one out for our bro LeBron. He's a Philadelphia 76er. I know a lot of people are upset about it. I was upset obviously earlier about it. I still don't feel the greatest. And it's not even because he didn't come here. It's just like the stringing along. And I talked about that earlier today. It's like, okay, are we officially done with the song and dance? Because now you're officially with the Sixers. The only thing people are really going to care about is if you go win a championship. There's no more decisions that you can milk in an offseason. There's no more, I want to go get traded. Because if you do and go play for a fifth season, or 15, then we're really talking about legacy. There's nothing else you can really do but go win a championship. So hopefully, the storyline of where is LeBron going, that's all done now. Now we can see him play out his final few seasons. I'm excited. It hurts, but I'm excited. He's still a great player. Do I think he's the GOAT? That's a different discussion now. I think things have changed over the last 24 hours because Michael Jordan would never. And I'm literally somebody that didn't see Michael Jordan play most of his career. I was born in 97. Michael Jordan was finishing up trying to get his second three-peat. Okay, so obviously I got to go back and watch the tape, and that's what I've done over my life. But talking to Papa Moon, I point because Papa Moon's somewhere else in the house, but talking to Papa Moon, talking to you, talking to everybody that, Rob Rozicki, guys that were around to be able to see Michael Jordan play.
Yeah.
I get it. Obviously he has his own demons and stuff going on as well, in his playing career and everything like that. But he stayed with one team except for a blink of an eye in Washington. Yeah. And there's a discussion to be had, and we don't have necessarily enough time for it tonight, Chad. But now there's a discussion again when it comes to the face of the league. And this is what I was talking about earlier. I think we were talking about it earlier this week. This is why I brought it up. Because how can you look at a guy that, yes, the accolades are there. The scoring record, I get it. The championships are there, I get it. The MVPs, I get it. But if I'm not mistaken, Steph Curry has one, if not two, MVPs. He has if I'm not mistaken, he finally does have a finals MVP. Yeah. And he has 4 championships. And you know what he hasn't done? Left the Bay once. He's been there his entire career. I think sometimes we get, over the channels or what is it, the test of time, some of these guys' resumes stand stronger 20 years after the fact. Think about, and Tim Duncan's only been retired for about roughly, 10, 12 years. Tim Duncan, that's another guy that gets lost. But he has 5 NBA championships, a ton of accolades, and he did it all with San Antonio. I guess I'm just kind of sick of this jumping around, finding the best situation. LeBron has created it. He did it back in 2009 or, with the decision, or 2010. He did that. That was LeBron James doing. Everybody's just following his lead. He's a trendsetter. Now, was it the greatest trend? Not for front offices, not for teams that are trying to keep onto their superstar and worrying about if you trade the 8th player on the bet, on the roster, that now your superstar may not be happy because they had a good relationship and they went golfing on Sundays. I'm kind of tired of it, man. And some guys command this. But, we just spent a good time talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo earlier this offseason. And yes, he did, have a confusing thing in the Kalshi stuff with the odds and the Bucks being like, no, it's you. And he's like, no, it's you. And okay, but it never turned into his agent getting on a podcast and circling the team. It's just, I'm kind of sick of it, man. And I'm glad it's over. I'm going to be honest. I'm just glad it's over.
I get it. Me too. Me too, to a certain extent. I mean, listen, it's his journey. It's his life, career, whatever you want to say. He gets to choose how it's revealed or whatever. That's fine. But yeah, I mean, this isn't quite like, I mean, you're 41 years old, man. You're gonna be 42. This isn't quite like prime LeBron picking, the next the next franchise to make 4 straight trips to the finals, right? That's not what it's going to be. And who knows? I mean, maybe the 76ers go to back-to-back finals. I have no idea. Maybe they do. Like you said, who are they behind in the East right now? New York. And you wonder, would Kyle Cornell agree with you that they even stand behind New York? Kyle's talked about New York maybe being like a one and done no matter what they do, right? But that core they won't have long-term success or long-term, at least, success at the highest level like that.
Mm-hmm.
So are the 76ers the best team in the East now? Is it because of LeBron? Not really. I mean, I thought they did a great job of building their roster way before LeBron got there. They were already a problem. Meanwhile, the Cavs just slide down another rung. I think, on the Eastern Conference ladder, it's maybe they're the 4th best team in the East now.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably New York, Philadelphia. I'd argue Boston still. I still would argue Boston with Jason Tatum there. They added Mitchell Robinson, and then the Cavaliers who have stayed as stagnant as me when somebody goes, hey, do you want to go to the gym this week? And I go, sure, on Saturday, and then I don't go to the gym. That's about as stagnant as the Cavaliers have been. It's my.
Yes, we are. We're located in Northeast Ohio. We're Cavs fans. Yeah.
Yeah, we sure are. We let them know that we have done absolutely nothing this offseason, and that's why we've struck out on every superstar, every star, every role player, every depth guy.
Right. Eli, I hate that I was right.
You're right. No, I want you to know that. I didn't get the chance to pull the clip today. Crazy with Moonbash coming up and everything, but if you missed it, Chad Bryan about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago now, he brought this up during one of the Cavaliers post-game shows. It was Kyle Cornell was on screen. It was Chad. It was myself. Are they coming for me?
Coming to get me. I said too many right things.
But it was pretty much all the guys. I think the Double A was on there as well. And so you have multiple witnesses of Chad Bryan saying they're going to run this back. My fears are going to run this back. And Chad, here's the one thing, and I want you to stew on this over the weekend.
I did want to be right, by the way. Yeah.
I know, but I want you to stew on this over the weekend, okay? We got to go to break here in a minute. I want you to stew on this. We have some announcements coming up later in terms of what the show will look like next week. Don't worry, we're not going anywhere. We just have some things to announce for you. But I want you to stew on this for the next few days.
Yeah.
And maybe you bring this up tomorrow because we are live tomorrow for Moonbash. So if you feel you're ready to rock, then I'd like you to present this to the guys tomorrow. I'll be running around. I'll be stopping. Present this.
Yeah.
Are you for certain now that James Harden's going to be a Cavalier?
I mean, they're going to have to get creative if they want to get better. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Think about that because, and I talked about it a little bit earlier. It's like he was working to get these team-friendly deals so that he can bring in LeBron. Oh, we didn't do that. And it's like, so now in all the rumors, and Greg Schwartz from Bleacher Report having the discussion of, the proposal of, well, why don't you just send Harden to Miami? Dallas gets like Jared Allen and some other pieces. Cooper Flagg gets to stock up there with Kyrie and all that, whatever. And then Cleveland gets, without Kyrie, because Kyrie goes to Cleveland. And then, of course, James Harden now may look at the Cavaliers and go, dude, that was cool and all, but I can go get some bread from Miami, bro. And they need a third, essentially. They need somebody to go help run the offense with Davion Mitchell up down there, So I
better clubs for him down there as well.
1,000%. I mean, all due respect to Cleveland, yes, Miami has better clubs. Yeah, no, I know. I'd say right now, Chad, and then we'll go to break here. 85%, I still think he signs, but 15%, and it wasn't there before. For sure, I was like 99.9%. Now it's like 15%. I feel this guy's never been loyal to a team. He's trying to win a championship. You think he's going to tell the Cavs this is where the loyalty starts at 36, 37 years old? Come on, folks. Yeah. Stop.
And now I wonder if the mutual interest is even there because, like I said, they're going to have to get creative to get better. I don't know.
I got some ideas later in the show.
Okay.
Maybe how we can get better. Okay. We'll talk about it. All right. This is Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryan to my right. You're right. Everybody's right. I'm Eli Moon. And yes, LeBron is in the city of brotherly love. But we're in the city where Cleveland's digital leader. Of course, because we're in Cleveland. Of course, we're rocking and rolling with you till 11 p.m. Daily Spiral will take over with Autumn Chisholm, and I'll be with her. And then Midnight Run with Anthony Alford at midnight. 3 shows, 3 hours, 1 stream. It's a phenomenon. And we're back with more discussion. Of course, you're going to notice a theme throughout the night, throughout the 3 shows, ladies and gentlemen. It's the biggest news of the day, LeBron James. We'll talk about this, the landscape of the NBA. When we come back, I want to talk to Chad about something we had talked about a month or so ago. And we kind of hinted at it here in this segment. Kobe Altman, are you calling the shots? Is it Brandon Weems right now? And was it somebody else that is in Philadelphia right now putting on a masterclass for how to win Executive of the Year before you play any basketball.
I mean, already, yeah.
So we'll talk about that when we come back here on Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad B to my right. You're right. Everybody's right. I'm Eli Moon. We're back after this.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at sportsmemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the sportsmemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to sportsmemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. Sportsmemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
We cannot wait for Moon Bash this Saturday here on the Inside Edge Network. Eli is going to shut it down. Over 50 music artists in town at the Brothers Lounge, West 117th in Detroit, on the west side of Cleveland, at Cleveland-Lakewood border. 12 p.m. the doors open, and it goes all the way to 12 a.m. when Eli performs. But Eli is giving us an opportunity to broadcast live from Moon Bash.
Yeah, it's incredible, Double A, and I'm so grateful that all of our favorite people across the Inside Edge Network are going to be there. It's going to be incredible. You know, you'll be there, Papa Moon will be there, Kyle Cornell, Chad Bryan. Of course, we have the owner, Peter Tellep, in the building as well. Come say hi to everybody. The Inside Edge Network will be positioned in the front stage near the back of the building, the back of the stage here. Come say hello. You know, if you see somebody up front, you're rocking out with the artist, you know, stop by after and come say hi to the Inside Edge Network. We'll have all the guys and girls ready to rock with you. And cannot wait, man. 52 artists, 4 different stages, Inside Edge Network broadcasting, interviewing the artist, all about community. That's what we're about here on the Inside Edge Network. That's what I'm about with Lahele, my music collective, and the music community. It'll be on full display Saturday from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. Don't be late.
Should be a fun time. We cannot wait to see you there at Moon Bash this Saturday. If you can't make it, that's okay. Watch us beginning at 1 p.m. right here on the Inside Edge Network. All-day coverage, 1 to 8 will be on. So we cannot wait. We will see you this Saturday right here on the Inside Edge Network.
And welcome back to Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryant to my right. You're right. Everybody's right. I'm Eli Moon. We're back in the saddle, on the saddle adjacent. And we are rocking. It is Moon Bash Eve. Very excited to have that rocking with all of you here. And of course, so excited you're back with us. We talked LeBron James. He's a Philadelphia 76er. So there's that. We'll dive into all of that and what really may be going on in Philadelphia, why they've had such a surge of gaining top stars. Jaylen Brown, now LeBron James. We're going to get into it here in just a moment. Make sure, of course, if you've been here before, hello. If you've not been here before, hello. Like and subscribe. Inside Edge Net. Of course, follow Inside Edge Net on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. Smash that notification bell so you know when we're going live. 4 daily shows. Great weekly programming. A lot of great stuff at Inside Edge Net on all the socials. Make sure you go to InsideEdgeNetwork.com. InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Read about your favorite personalities like Chad Bryan and everybody else who does a great job here on the network. Go to our partners page. Go check out some great deals. A lot of great stuff there. And, of course, go to the merchandise store. Yes, you at home. Go grab a shirt, a hat, a mug, a polo, a windbreaker. Get ready with Cleveland's digital leader, your source for sports, entertainment, mental health conversations, news, and everything in between. And download the Inside Edge Network app on Roku. Take us wherever you want to go with the Inside Edge Network app on Roku. Chad B, I've been thinking. And you know I'm thinking when I start scratching my my beard. You know that's what I'm thinking.
Smoke that comes out when I
dude, if you would have seen earlier today, I think that would have been like I would have looked like a chimney. But I was thinking about this, and we talked about this about a month and a half ago, when the Cavs season ended. You know that the rumors started flying around that Mike Gansey might be interested in the Philadelphia 76ers opportunity, to join their front office. Mike Gansey had been with Cleveland for quite some time, and now he is in Philadelphia. He took the opportunity to become the president of basketball operations, the same title as one Kobe Altman here in Cleveland. Yeah. And Kobe Altman's been the president of basketball operations since 2022. Before that, he was the general manager of the team, and he's been here pretty locked in. Both these guys, and now Gansey in Philadelphia. Made me think, and we talked about this, like I said, almost 2 months ago now. I wonder, with everything happening, with when Gansey was here, and we've talked about it on the network about Kobe Altman loves this core four. He loves this core four.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to part away. It was hard for him to trade Darius Garland for James Harden. It was tough, and I don't doubt that. I just wonder who was exactly making the calls in Cleveland, because I don't think that move was made. The Darius Garland for James Harden move, that is. I don't think that was made by Kobe Altman.
Okay.
I think that was made by a guy who wants to go out and get star talent and win a championship, or at least try to. And who would that be? None other than the Philadelphia 76ers president of basketball operations, Mike Gansey. I think he was the magician that was getting his wand taken away from him here in Cleveland, where he couldn't really make some of the moves because Kobe Altman's desire to stay with the core four. Yeah. And you've seen in less than 3 months, Chad B., he's went out and got Jaylen Brown. He's went out and got LeBron James. He's added depth pieces, taking Dean Wade from Cleveland here, now to Philadelphia. He's also added Anthony Simons, who was backing up. Yeah. He's backing up Tyrese Maxey. He was a starter in Portland before. I mean, he has done a tremendous job. I said it before the break, but if you want a masterclass of how to win Executive of the Year for the NBA before anybody plays any basketball, look at what Mike Gansey's doing right now in the city of brotherly love. It's been incredible. So, Chad B., I got kind of a twofold question for you.
Okay.
Do you think Kobe Altman was the one making the calls here in Cleveland when Gansey was here?
Okay.
And then my follow-up to that is who exactly is making the calls now? Brandon Weems in here, Dan Gilbert still overseeing. So two-parter, a little tough for you, but those are my questions for you.
I have a hard time getting to two when I try to count. So, yeah, it's going to be tough.
We'll start with one.
That's right. Yeah, right at the beginning. That makes sense. We'll start with zero, but that's fine. That's why I can't count very well. So here's the first thing you got to realize. Mike Gansey, you open the door. This is a joke, by the way. This is not serious. This is hashtag sarcasm. All right? Whatever. So Gansey's had this plan for a while. How Rich Paul mentioned by name, right? The Darius Garland trade. It was a mistake. Shouldn't have done that. So Gansey gets to make his first call in Cleveland, right? And he's like, I'm going to take this Philadelphia job in about 5 months. Let's get Darius Garland out of there. You know what that's going to do? That's going to make Rich Paul and LeBron James mad at Cleveland. We're going to ensure he doesn't come home I just up my chances of getting LeBron James when I get to Philly from about 8% to about 12.5%, maybe 14%.
Whoa.
That is how you become executive of the year, first of all. That's how you no.
That's true.
No,
That's true. That's true. Okay.
It wasn't that. No, I don't know. I have no idea who's making the calls. This is now. It reminds me of something. We have a Browns situation, right? It's not Dan Gilbert. Dan Gilbert's not. He's just that's not his type of ownership. That's not what he does. He's not in there. I don't know. What do you even say? What's the word I'm even looking for?
He's not micromanaging.
Yeah, no, probably not. I mean, Dan Gilbert really just seems like the money guy. Dan Gilbert is, I think, so much just he's so focused on making sure that everyone in the organization is taken care of the right way. I really just don't have anything bad to say about him. He's not in there, toiling in the front office and going, hey, it'll be a good pick. You know what I mean? Or you're fired. Whatever. Maybe it's some secret, not so secret stuff going on with the Browns organization. But I don't know who's actually making the calls. And it does make you wonder. I don't think it was Mike Gansey all along pulling the strings behind the scenes, and then he just goes and gets another job and he's still making calls. I don't think it was that, but I don't know. And who's made the decision to stand pat so far? That's what I'd like to know. I mean, was it like, okay, well, LeBron doesn't like turmoil. Let's just keep the roster looking that he'll understand, right? He's seen this team play. I don't know. I mean, was that strategic from the cap? Were they just thinking like, okay, the less turmoil, the better. That'll give us a better chance to bring LeBron back. I really don't know. Was bringing LeBron back even a priority for this franchise? I know.
I think it was to some, and that's the big thing I'm thinking of, Chappie. Not to interrupt you, but I think and I'm not Mike Gansey, and we haven't spoken with him, but I would imagine when somebody's been with a team that long. And they go out and go on a flash like this, it makes me think, like, what were they being handcuffed here in Cleveland with? Like, who was telling them they can't basically make some of these calls? Like, I just didn't understand it if you're the Cavaliers, because how is it that the guy that was right here went out and got two of the guys we had on our bucket list at one point, at different points this offseason, Jaylen Brown and LeBron James. He got them both. Them both.
He looks like the kid who grew up with really strict parents, right? Never really did much, and then he goes to college and he lets it all out, right?
Yeah.
First time. And he moves and free trades and let's pick this guy. Now they have a guy named LeBron and a guy named LeBaron, by the way, so he just went crazy on that. But I really don't know. Like I couldn't tell you who was making the calls here anymore. We used to give Kobe Altman all the credit, right, for being the mastermind behind the scenes. And then when Darius Garland got traded, I think a lot of people were upset with Kobe Altman. Man, what are you trading Darius Garland for? That's what the core for. Like, James Harden, he's 52 years old. We don't, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. And then Harden played pretty well in like the first 7 to 10 games here, and we were like, hey, all right, well, maybe they did the thing. And then in the playoffs, he disappeared, and we should have seen it coming. I mean, it's been his track record, right? We should have known that was going to happen. But we got excited because he looked really good with Jared Allen. He looked really good with Evan Mobley when he first got here. It was like, hey, man, I mean, James Harden's doing what he does. He's helping the big guys, right? Like, this is awesome. And then that kind of went by the wayside in the playoffs, and they stopped playing like that, and it became a lot of ISO ball with Donovan Mitchell, and all of a sudden it's like, where did that identity go? They were starting to build this offensive identity, and then it just completely fell apart. And is that I don't know? Is that Kenny Atkinson? Is that just chaos on the court lends to the whole system breaks down? I don't know. There are so many questions now in this organization, really, everywhere but ownership.
Right.
From the president of basketball operations on down all the way on to to the bench of this team.
Right.
A lot of questions now. I don't know.
No, exactly. And everybody's talking, and obviously we've talked about it too, the roster construction. I get that. There were probably some questions in terms of LeBron with his roster, James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, what they do with the spacing, all of that. I get that. Other thing is, the Cavaliers haven't signed a general manager yet, right?
Yeah.
And Brandon Weems, one of LeBron's buddies, is the assistant general manager of the Cavaliers, and I'm not saying they should have just promoted him. I kind of give the Cavs a little bit of credit for, if that was like the demand, like you're going to do all of this, and then I still don't sign with you. Like, you just can't play that card all the way. But one wonders if you're in the mind of LeBron James, if it was, man, they can't even bring Brandon Weems up to the GM. He's the assistant GM. They can't even elevate him and do those things. Like, how can I expect them to make the moves I want?
And why are they waiting so long to make all of these moves? Like, why are they doing it? Like, why are they waiting to have a GM or to name a GM? why are they waiting to, there's no one left in free agency anymore. There are very few trades that you're going to be able to pull off at this point, right? What were they waiting for? It had to have been LeBron, right? You would sure hope.
You would think.
To stand completely pat and just go, well, whatever. If we had LeBron, we had LeBron. Okay. But otherwise, we're good enough. That team that got swept in the Eastern Conference Finals, that's fine. That's good enough.
Yeah. I mean, it's questionable. Now, I know you said there was nobody out there in free agency. I want you to slow your roll. There's a few people out there that Cavaliers maybe can go out and get. May not be super exciting, but it's something. We'll talk about that, of course, when we come back here on Inside Edge Primetime. That's Chad Bryan to my right. You're right. Everybody's right. I'm Eli Moon. We are Inside Edge Primetime in the Inside Edge Network, and we will be talking about some potential Cavaliers additions. We haven't landed any of them yet. We haven't landed anything.
For all I know, Kyle Cornell may be one of them. I don't know.
I mean, heck, at this point, I think I'd take Kyle over most of the free agency out there. All right, We'll be back here in just a few moments to put a bow on this Friday edition of Inside Edge Primetime. Back after this.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife, Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Eli Moon here of Inside Edge Primetime. Everybody's busy getting ready, of course, for Moon Bash, but we have shows tonight here for you. Tonight on Inside Edge Primetime. Did something happen? Did LeBron signed with the Philadelphia 76ers. We have so much to cover. Chad and I will get into that. Basically the aftermath, right? The aftermath from Philadelphia, what that means for the Sixers, what it means for the Cavs. We'll talk about that and so much more. Of course, on the Daily Spiral with Autumn Chisholm, she'll talk about a wide variety of things. We'll talk about, some entertainment and reality shows and kind of just all of that entertainment, pop culture you're looking for, but also she's going to react to LeBron, and then, you guessed it, at midnight. Midnight Run, AA Anthony Alford will react. LeBron James, a 76er. Stay tuned here on the Inside Edge Network, and we'll see you this weekend at Moonbash. And welcome back to Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. We have had a day, folks. We've had a week. I hope you have as well. We are to the end of the weekdays portion of the week. Chad Bryan, of course, to my right, your right, everybody's right. I'm Eli Moon. We're back in the saddle, on the saddle adjacent, trying to figure out how to put a bow on this thing without being so slap happy. We'll figure it out. Here we are. We're back with you. Inside Edge Primetime. Thank you for being with us. We've been talking a lot about LeBron James, and that is going to be the overarching theme of this evening. If you missed it earlier today, Shams Charania of ESPN reported per Rich Paul of the Game Over podcast with Max Kellerman, of course, Clutch Sports agent, the top dog there, and LeBron's agent, announced a 2-year, $8 million deal with the Philadelphia 76ers for LeBron James, and that's that. We're going to talk about it all night long here, different angles from everybody involved, what this means for the NBA, what this means for LeBron's legacy, what this means for the Cavaliers. We've talked about it a little bit here on Primetime, but we're going to talk about it for the rest of the evening, and we appreciate you tuning in, whether it's your first time or you've been here before. We appreciate you so much. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow at Inside Edge Net and all the socials, YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. Smash that notification bell so we know when we're going live. Go to InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Read about your favorite personalities, like Chad Bryan, like Double A, like Kyle Cornell, like Papa Moon, Autumn. Everybody does a great job. And, of course, you can read about me as well and everybody here on the Inside Edge Network. Go to our partners page. A lot of great stuff there as well. Take advantage of some great deals. Right now, AlleyRoseFragrances.com running a deal, obviously, Inside Edge 20% off for first-time customers on their order. 20% off your entire order. Great candles, great body mist, a lot of great smelling aromas for the summer. We're still in the heat of summer here, folks. Great stuff there. Inside Edge 10 for W Energy. You get 10% off your W Energy as well. A lot of great stuff there. And go to the merchandise store. Grab something from the shop. Rep Cleveland's Digital Leader, whether it's a shirt, a hat, a mug, a polo, a windbreaker. Rock Cleveland's Digital Leader, your source for sports, entertainment, mental health conversations, news, and everything in between. And download the Inside Edge Network app on Roku. Of course, on Roku as well. Take us wherever you want to go. Traveling, take us with you. To the bathroom, take us with you, but don't tell us. Just take us, family Thanksgiving, it's coming up in November. Take us with us. Take us with you on the Inside Edge Network app.
I think it's somebody else, yeah.
On Roku, of course. All right, Chad B. We got a few minutes left here, about 10 or so. Hopefully Autumn has found her dog, got him in the cage. Something.
Last night.
Something.
I was scrolling here during the break, and I was laughing about all kinds of different stuff. It was a humor onslaught. But there's a post that said Joel Embiid, when he heard the LeBron announcement today, celebrated, jumped around his room, and hurt his knee, and he's out for the season. I shouldn't have laughed, but it made me.
Not good. Not good. Not good. Not good. But hey, sometimes the truth hurts.
Sometimes he has trouble staying on the court.
He does. He sure does. We'll keep an eye on how that looks for Philadelphia this upcoming season. For the Cavaliers, I know you said there's nobody out there. Okay, buddy, let's slow your roll for a minute. Because you see it right there? I pulled it up before I even got going. Okay? Because that's what happens when you have a slap-happy moonbash brain, is you pull things up before you deliver the tease. There's a guy out there, and you see him below.
Who is
Mario? Hold on, let's try it again. Chad, so there's some free agents out there that you may not know about, and yes, it is Mario Hezonja. There's some reports swirling around that Mario Hezonja, who has last played in the NBA in 2020, could be a potential option for the Cleveland Cavaliers. These are reports going around, rumors that, hey, maybe Hezonja could be that guy. They've expressed interest in Mario Hezonja. This is per Yahoo Sports and John Hobbs. They've expressed interest. This is first reported by Mark Stein and Jake Fisher. This is then due to Yahoo Sports. But long story short, I completely buried the T, so now I'm just going to give you these numbers, okay? And you tell me if you're interested in Mario Hezonja. Take the fact that he hasn't played since 2020 out of it, okay?
Do I have to wait for the numbers?
Yeah, no, I'm just going to, yeah, we're actually going to.
That's fine.
All right.
Whatever.
Here we go.
No, I'm not interested. What?
His highest points per game total. His highest points per game total in the NBA came back in 2017-18 with 9.6 points per game.
Okay.
His high in assists per game comes in at 1.5 in 2018-19.
Mm-hmm.
His rebounds per game 4.1 in that same season.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we got.
At least
I mean,
career highs together in one season. That's pretty good.
It's crazy to me. I'm curious your thoughts. I'm gonna hand this off to you, but it's crazy to me. I read this last night. I think while we were actually on the phone last night, just going over the show for today before all this happened, we had a completely different rundown. And yeah, I don't understand this. If you're telling me we've gone from an offseason of Giannis possibly, then Jaylen Brown possibly, then LeBron possibly, losing Dean Wade, losing Keon Ellis, and Mario Hezonja, who's not played professional basketball in the NBA. He's played overseas. He's been active. They said he looks good. He's very strong in that European game. He just never really translated all the way to the NBA game. Whether it was in Orlando, he's a top 10 pick in that draft, 5th overall for the Magic. And then he went to the Knicks and Portland. He had a few moments here and there, but it just never was enough. Are you interested in Mario Hezonja for the Cavs? Is this where we should focus our attention towards Mario Hezonja?
Well, this is where the attention has been focused since 2020. They've been trying to bring him home. You thought that it was LeBron all these years, but it's been Mario Hezonja. The offseason focus was never LeBron James. I'm sure if you ask Kobe Altman, he'd say who, right? Like he doesn't. Is that a guy? I don't know. I'm focused on Croatian sensation Mario Hezonja.
Yeah.
Hey,
instead of let him Hezonja.
Let him, yeah, why not? We talked about Hezonja, right? We can go full Outcast with it if we want to. I don't know, man. I have not watched him play 1 minute of basketball in my life. So to judge him would be wrong. I would, maybe he's developed. I mean, listen, he's super young too. This is when most NBA players hit their prime, 31, 32. This is when guys hit their physical prime. Yeah, of course. Because the hardwood floor, that's never hard on your knees and your back when you're 6'9" or anything. So he should have plenty of stuff left in the tank. But
no tread on those tires.
No. Well, yeah, nothing left at all. Maybe needs an oil change and a tire rotation to it. But I don't know. I mean, this isn't gonna. Well, if LeBron wasn't gonna move the needle enough, I don't. No offense to Mario Hezonja. Listen, he is infinitely better at basketball than I will ever be. You could take all of my basketball skill throughout my entire life, multiply it times, pick a number, wouldn't matter. He'd still be a better player than me. I'm not throwing shade at the guy. Okay. He creates plenty of his own shade. He's 6'9". He's big. He's not LeBron James. He's not Giannis. He's not.
Well, yeah, he's Mario Hezonja.
That's right. That's his name. Yeah, it's not Giannis. So he's just not a. He's not a top. How many guys are there in the NBA?
Not a top player.
12 guys times 30. He's not a top 50,000 guy in the NBA. Again, this doesn't move the needle. It's bench depth at best. It's a guy who's going to struggle to see the floor. It's so funny. I keep seeing these posts like Hezonja, he's coming home. And I'm like, what? I don't do that. Home?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'll say the good news is we have a few minutes left here, and then Autumn Chisholm at the top of the hour, Daily Spiral coming up at 11 p.m. This was a report. This came from the tweet came from a screenshot from an article from More For You Cleveland. But this article comes in, and it's mentioning, this is per Jonathan Kuminga's agent. Right here, Jonathan likes the Cavs, likes Kenny Atkinson, and Donovan Mitchell likes him. He mentioned in a brief interview, Turner said Kuminga is fond of Cleveland generally and spent 2 months training there last summer. So all jokes aside with Hezonja.
So he probably, oh no, they don't, their training facility. I was going to say he probably ate at the fancy McDonald's, but that's not where their training facility is.
Yeah, probably not. No. Yeah, it was for a minute. For a minute, it was. It just moved. It's moving. Are you talking about the practice courts? It's in Independence.
Oh, there's okay. Well, then yeah, you had the fancy McDonald's.
Yeah. I believe they're building the new one. I don't think they haven't moved there yet. I don't think they're anywhere else. I think they're still in Independence, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong. If anybody out there knows for certain, but I'm like almost positive they're still in Independence. And then they switch. It was cool. I was filming a music video for one of my bros, King Grim, who, will be at Moon Bash. We'll mention that. We were doing the video, and we're walking past. What the hell is that? And I came back home, talked it up with Pop Moon. He's like, so you saw the new practice facility? And I was like, that's what it was. I was wondering why it looked very similar to Rocket Arena.
So where does the WNBA does the WNBA team get the old facility then when the Cavs move? Is that how that works?
No, you got to put them downtown, I'd imagine, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know how you're going to manage it with the
It's a
Monsters.
nice facility. I've been inside that facility actually. I've been in there.
It is nice. It is nice, but it's not centralized enough. Like you got to think independent, especially on that road. I've worked on that road for 9 to 5s, and it's not necessarily the most easy to navigate, especially getting down to where the practice facility is.
Oh, there's a lot going on, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
All I'll say to say this, Chad B, bring it back here full circle about Jonathan Kuminga. It seems like that's where the Cavaliers are centering their focus now. It's not exciting for a lot of people. I get it. He is young enough where, Kyle had mentioned this earlier. He could line up in terms of the Evan Mobley timeline, which is maybe we start shifting our focus towards. Yes, Donovan Mitchell will be here. He's chosen Cleveland twice. And I think that's something that we should mention. He has his flaws, but he has chose Cleveland twice. And that's something to be said when everybody else is chosen elsewhere, including the kid from Akron.
Sure.
Well, I mean, you may as well be the kid from the West Coast now at this point. I mean, I don't understand it, but whatever. My final thought on this is I'm okay with getting Kuminga. He's a 23-year-old player who was disgruntled in Golden State, had a good second half with Atlanta. I think he can help fit with Evan Mobley. He's going to have to fill in at the 3 hole now because, in the 3 spot because we don't have Dean Wade and we didn't get LeBron James and we didn't get Giannis. Okay. So he's going to have to fill some pretty important moments, some important minutes. Yeah. I'm curious to see what he would look like with that. But I think, the Cavs are just going to see what they can do. Throw some whatever, at the wall and see what sticks. Because, you got Mario Hezonja out there. He's going to, all jokes aside, he's probably a depth piece is what the Cavaliers are looking for. Somebody that can maybe has learned since he went back over years, in the EuroLeague, overseas and things like that. And then, of course, you have Jonathan Kuminga, who's going to be the big get, I guess. Oh, my God.
What's Anthony Bennett doing these days?
Hey, easy. Anthony Bennett.
Let's go.
Where's Christian Iyenga?
Hey, why not?
Dude.
Why not?
Air Iyenga. You remember those days?
I do.
Air Iyenga.
I bet Mark Price can still hit some free throws. Whatever.
All right, that's going to do it. All right, that's going to do it here for us on Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. That has been our week here with you Monday through Friday. We will make this programming announcement since it's our show. We'll make the announcement. It is official. We've known all week. We kept a little surprise. Sorry. Got to get you every now and then. Chad Bryan will be taking some well-deserved time off starting Monday.
I thought I was getting Ryan Clark on the air. I thought I was going to get fired right now. I was like, oh, no.
Chad Bryan, log out and lose your credentials. No, just kidding. Chad Bryan will be on vacation. He absolutely deserves it. While he's on screen here, yeah, he was. My co-host, my guy, my bro, he's been busting his ass since September here with all of us. He's going to take a week off, just recharge, get ready for football season coming up. Obviously Browns gearing up in a month from now. NFL in full swing. We got a lot of great stuff here with the network all across the board. So we let Chad recharge. Plans for next week. As of right now, we are planning on me running solo. I'm going to run solo on Primetime. I'm going to hold it down here. I'm going to rock and roll, give you some thought-provoking thoughts. How about that? And then, of course, we'll have Autumn Chisholm, Daily Spiral. A few changes in terms of her lineup next week, in terms of who will be sitting down with her. We'll go over that, of course, later on as the week develops. And maybe you hear about that in Moonbash tomorrow. Maybe you just hear about that in Moonbash. Maybe we'll keep that for you. Then, of course, Midnight Run with Anthony Alford. He'll be there, and I'll be there. So that's the good news there. All right, that's going to do it here for us. We ran a little bit over, and you know what, Chad? I promise you, maybe one day. I just don't have the rent money. I know.
But I look all right in red. I don't mind.
Yeah, you look great. Well, with that all being said, that's Chad Bryan to my right. You're right. Everybody's right. I'm Eli Moon. This is Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. We have enjoyed our week. If you make it to Moonbash tomorrow, you're in Cleveland. We can't wait to see you. If you don't make it, it's okay. I'll be a little bummed that we don't see you in person. But tune in at Inside Edge Net on all the socials, 1 to 8 p.m., and listen to the Inside Edge Network interviewing artists and all that great stuff. But that's our time. We have Autumn Chisholm, the Daily Spiral. I'll be joining her here right after the station identification and one of the coolest intros on the network. Chad, I'll see you tomorrow.
See ya.
Eli, do you want to know how I found out this was all happening?
I'm going to guess you were at work.
No, Fridays are my day off. Fridays
Okay.
are my day off,
Okay.
so it's my day to where I can do anything I want to do, right?
I'm going to guess, and I'm going to go for out of left field here. I'm going to say you were enjoying a nice spa day or maybe getting your nails done. And
That's crazy. You were almost right there. I was driving to a massage.
that was my next guess. I'm not going to lie. That was my next guess. That's okay. Okay. That's a little of a bummer.
I'm driving to my massage, and I just keep getting ping, ping, ping. I'm like, what is going on? I look down as I'm driving. I'm at a red light because, we don't text while we drive.
Right,
okay?
right.
I see like a 12, and I'm like, who has sent me 12 messages? And I just click on our lovely, lovely daily lineup group chat, and all I see is LeBron to Philly. Somebody needs to hop on. And I said, Philly? What?
Yeah.
Philly?
Autumn, are you happy that it's over though? Because I just want to check as your friend. You had mentioned that you're sick of doing the song and dance and you can't do it anymore. And here's the good news: you don't have to do it anymore. It's official. It's over.
It's not over. It's never over with him. Okay? Let me. Okay. Let me start the show the way I want it to start it. Okay.
Yes, please do.
LeBron James has been going through this. You know what? I was actually thinking about this. LeBron is like, him and Cleveland are like divorced parents, right?
Yeah.
Right? They fell in love when they were super young, right? Cavs, still a young franchise. LeBron put us on the map for real as a real basketball town, right?
Right.
After about, 7 years, he said, you know what? I don't think this is working. I don't think this is a mutual, even though, they kept trying, they got real close, It's like when like two people have like fertility issues. It's like, okay, we're about to have a baby, but like you don't have the baby, right?
Right.
You keep getting close, and you keep the signs are there. You keep getting real close. But he said, you know what? We need to take a break. So you break up, you separate, right? You get a divorce,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You go down the path of dating a bunch of shitty guys. You find one that you're like, you know what? He may be the future. He may be it. He's so close. He's so close. And then your ex comes back, and you're like, you know what? Why don't you both come together and let's just try this out again, right? Let's try this out again.
Yeah.
And then you have the baby. You finally have the baby.
Yeah.
Your coveted baby.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't work again. But you're not sad about it because you're like, we had the baby. This baby was made with love. And they go away. And then they start sniffing around again. It's like, oh, you're flirting with me again? Like, we have this baby together. We have to see each other because we have this child together. But we flirt with each other, Like, you stay at my house to take care of the baby. And then you open your phone and you're like, what do you mean he got engaged to somebody else?
Yeah.
That's how I felt today.
That's
It's
understandable.
It's like you've been doing this song and dance for 20 years. For 20 years, he's been doing this song and dance. I'm not even joking. He literally restructured his contract in 2006.
Right.
For 20 years, he has been doing this song and dance of like, oh, maybe, I'll come back. Maybe I won't go away. Maybe I'll come back again. And then he came back the one time and he was like, oh my God, yes, he loves us again. And it's just like, I know in my heart that it will never be over. It will never be over, because to go to Philly, this is a place that booed Santa Claus.
Oh yeah.
They booed Santa Claus.
Yeah.
They threw snowballs at Santa Claus.
Yeah. It's pretty messed up.
Every year, when their teams do well, they have to grease the light poles so they don't climb them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so here's the thing. As far as the fan base, they're definitely not like the most welcoming. That's not what LeBron's going to experience there. I don't have a necessary problem with it in terms of like. So let me be very careful with what I'm about to say. I don't have a problem with him going to Philadelphia if it is about winning a championship. If it's about winning a championship, they are the best roster constructed right now. And he doesn't even have to be the number 1 or number 2 option on that team right now.
No, we can't do
They
this.
are. They are, Autumn.
We can't do this.
Who are you going to say is better than the Philadelphia 76ers roster right now?
I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I have to say the New York Knicks. Unfortunately, I have to say.
But out of the teams that he was choosing, Philadelphia had the best roster.
Honestly, if he wanted to really, really like cement himself, it would have been the Cavs or it would have been Miami. Miami or the Cavs to me were his 2 best options. Joel Embiid's knees are on their last legs. Jaylen Brown, at one point, everybody was questioning, can you dribble? And was talking shit about his own son. Everybody else is like, this is a franchise that chose Tobias Harris over prime Jimmy Butler. This is a franchise that, out of their whole history, has constantly let people go, and they have also had like immaculate careers. But like, I just don't understand it. This makes no sense to me. And this is what I was talking about later on the show. I'm gonna ask the question: did the Knicks break the NBA? Because nothing that's happening makes sense.
But I disagree with you a little bit here. Like, respectfully, but I disagree with you a little bit here. Because LeBron put in his tweet that it was about championships. And we all called a bluff when it was a bluff. Because we've done this song and dance, like you said, 3 different times.
20 years this has been happening.
Exactly. But we're talking about happiness, and whatever. And, he wants to make his family happy and this and that. But it was about winning a championship.
Philly. One person did you want someone to...
But it was never about his family, though, Autumn. But I think you're missing the point. Real quick, let me just say this. I think you're missing the point. It was never about that. That was just, and Rich Paul even came out and said, and I'm not defending LeBron because I've already tore into him for the last hour. But what I'm saying is, Rich Paul mentioned on his podcast that it was never about family, and LeBron even mentioned in his tweet, it was always about championship and winning. And if we're just looking at it from that, do I agree with the way he went about it? No. I even said last hour, I was sick of the same thing and the documentary tease and this and that. But if we're looking at out of the teams, if you lay them up on a list, you put Philadelphia, you put Golden State, you put Cleveland, you put Miami, and maybe throw Minnesota in there. There is not a better roster right now in the NBA out of those teams than Philadelphia. And I understand your point to where, okay, who wants to go to Philly? Autumn, they're also under a completely different front office. And I'm not a 76ers fan, so let's not confuse it. But Mike Gansey, who spent a lot of time here in Cleveland, has a connection with LeBron, is running the ship there. He's already landed Jaylen Brown. Now he's landed LeBron James. Dean Wade, former Cav, is there. Anthony Simons, who used to start for Portland, there. He is making a case for Executive of the Year already. So I guess it's like, what doesn't make sense? Is it just because it's Philadelphia, the location? Because I can understand if that's what it was, but it was never about that. He said it himself. It was about winning a championship, and he is ring chasing. That's just what it is.
You know how a couple weeks ago I said LeBron is the sincere of the NBA? I stand by that. Every single year he proves that he is a liar. Because just last week he literally said, yeah, I want to do this for my daughter. You think your daughter wants to go from living in California and LA to some of the best schools because she has a chance to probably be one of the best volleyball players out there because you are her dad, to Philadelphia?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, though, again, I reiterate.
He's a liar.
Sure, I'm not disagreeing with you that the antics, like I think we're on the same page there. The antics are tiring, and all the lead up to this, and the oops, gotcha. Oh, you may have been here. Oh, maybe Miami. Oh, like, it's just tiring. But the one thing I won't ever discredit in these current moments of where we're still processing the first 24 hours of this is if it was strictly about winning championships, out of the teams left, Philadelphia is the best option. And that's even if Joel Embiid's not healthy. They have Tyrese Maxey, who scored 28 points per game last year, is going to make another leap. Jaylen Brown's one of the best players in the NBA. They're going to have Jaylen Brown there. LeBron is going to be in a position where he can pass, facilitate, if this works out well, because it could blow up in their face. I'm not doubting that, but I'm also saying if it works well, it's going to be LeBron facilitating. It's going to be an opportunity where Jaylen Brown and Tyrese Maxey are your 1A, 1B. That's how this works the best. You're going to run pick and roll with Embiid if he's healthy. That's this roster, but obviously, you looked at Cleveland, he looked at a few different things. James Harden, and Donovan Mitchell. Is that enough to win a championship? Is that going to work for him? Is the spacing going to work? Why haven't they brought up Brandon Weems from assistant GM to GM? Obviously, we're not going to agree with all of it because, okay, we're not going to bow down to LeBron for all of this. But there were some things he clearly wanted. I don't think it was just roster construction. It was, why haven't you elevated Brandon Weems, who's been with the organization, to the GM position? Why did you let Mike Ganzi walk out of the organization? These are questions we do have to look at Cavs fans because I know it hurts. We're Cavs fans.
It doesn't hurt anymore at this point. I've dealt with this 3 fucking times. I'm sorry for guessing. I've dealt with this so many times. It doesn't even hurt. To me, it just is in my mind. I'm just thinking. I'm just in my mind. I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, we were literally talking about Jaylen Brown and how he couldn't dribble. Jaylen Brown could not dribble. Joel Embiid last year, I don't even know how he was on the court during the semifinals. I don't even understand how he got there. And I understand they have a young team, they have a young core, but I'm going to just say this. I'm just sick of it. And if you think the antics will never end with him, it is always going to be antics with him, okay? You're now in Philly. Look, if he thought Miami, LA, Cleveland were pressure cookers, again, like I said, Philly booed Santa Claus. They threw
Yeah, but they're also dying for a championship right now.
God, they threw snowballs at Santa Claus.
I get it, but there's a few things here, Autumn. Like, one, LeBron may not even live in Philadelphia. Like, there's reports coming out per ESPN's Shams Charania earlier today and other reporters that LeBron may live in New York City. It's not that far from Philadelphia. He could catch a quick flight.
Then why not go to the Knicks at that point?
Because they don't. Because to him, they're not the best roster. They're still in the midst of trying to figure out how to pay everybody. James Dolan, the owner of the Knicks, has come out and said he's not going into the second apron. He refuses to. He'll try to bring up as much as they can. That's why they've already lost Mitchell Robinson. So I don't think right now, I'll agree with you, friend. I'll agree with you. The Knicks are the best roster in the Eastern Conference right now in terms of they are the defending NBA champions. But to say that Philadelphia, like, on court, this makes all the sense in the world.
I'm not shitting on Philadelphia. They literally got to the Eastern Conference semifinals last year.
Right.
I'm not shitting on them. It just, to me, makes no sense whatsoever. Like, none whatsoever.
What doesn't make the sense?
Especially to end your career. Look, LeBron has been doing the song and dance for over 20 years now. He is all about a narrative. He is all about a story. It makes no sense. It actually, to me, made more sense if he would have went to Miami. Because that narrative of it's unfinished business. Same reason why he came back to Cleveland.
Sure.
Unfinished business. This is a man obsessed with his image. He literally came back to Cleveland because he didn't like that he was the villain. So this narrative, I don't get it. I don't get it. But hold on, before we go to break, Nate, I thought you were on my side, man. No, I thought you were on my side. I thought you were gonna root for me, but I see how it is. When we come back, we're going to talk about how the hell the Knicks broke the NBA. This LeBron thing wasn't even the worst thing to happen. The NBA is in shambles. We're going to talk about it when we come back. Let's go to break.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at KeyOnSports.com or on YouTube at KeyOnSports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
We cannot wait for Moon Bash this Saturday here on the Inside Edge Network. Eli is going to shut it down. Over 50 music artists in town at the Brothers Lounge, West 117th in Detroit, on the west side of Cleveland, that Cleveland-Lakewood border. 12 p.m. the doors open, and it goes all the way to 12 a.m. when Eli performs. But Eli has given us an opportunity to broadcast live from Moon Bash.
Yeah, it's incredible, Double A, and I'm so grateful that all of our favorite people across the Inside Edge Network are going to be there. It's going to be incredible. You know, you'll be there, Papa Moon will be there, Kyle Cornell, Chad Bryan. Of course, we have the owner, Peter Tellep, in the building as well. Come say hi to everybody. The Inside Edge Network will be positioned in the front stage near the back of the building, the back of the stage here. Come say hello. You know, if you see somebody up front, you're rocking out with the artist, you know, stop by after and come say hi to the Inside Edge Network. We'll have all the guys and girls ready to rock with you. And cannot wait, man. 52 artists, 4 different stages, Inside Edge Network broadcasting, interviewing the artist, all about community. That's what we're about here on the Inside Edge Network. That's what I'm about with LaHale, my music collective, and the music community. It'll be on full display Saturday from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. Don't be late.
Should be a fun time. We cannot wait to see you there at Moon Bash this Saturday. If you can't make it, that's okay. Watch us beginning at 1 p.m. right here on the Inside Edge Network. All day coverage, 1 to 8 will be on. So we cannot wait. We will see you this Saturday right here on the Inside Edge Network.
I understand that you fall in love with him. Okay. As an 8-year-old, I literally saw him for the first time and I said, wow, he's my favorite person. Also, you clearly didn't watch the last show because I said my DMs are open if you want to make it happen. But did the Knicks break the NBA?
It's an interesting discussion, right? It's definitely a question to have because this is the first championship they've had in 50 years. You know, this is something they have been waiting for a long time, and I don't know if they. It's a great question because the run they went on. Let's just start there. The run they went on was pretty impressive, right? I think that's got a lot of teams morphed a little bit with their reality. You know, Kyle Cornell is mentioning here, and other talent is mentioned across the network that, hey, maybe the Knicks just were the hot team at the right time, and they got hot, and they may not be able to replicate that. I think teams are falling in love with just replicating the hot moment. Like, how can you get hot at the right time? Whether it's bringing in, for the Philadelphia 76ers, we just talked about them, bringing in Jaylen Brown and LeBron James, two guys with postseason experience that can maybe lead younger guys like Maxey and Edgecombe and those types of things. Yeah, it feels a little odd. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, we've had crazy superstar trades. LaMelo Ball's been on the move. You have, of course, LeBron signing in Philadelphia, Giannis in Miami. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. John Morant in Portland now. You know, I do think that, on a side note, John Morant's going to have a better year than a lot of people are thinking because of the guidance of Dame Lillard. But that's another discussion for another day. Yeah, I guess to answer your question, Autumn, I think it's got people thinking and teams thinking differently about what the NBA should look like in terms of, should we build for an 82-game season or should we build for just strong enough to get into the playoffs, a decent seed, and get hot?
Maybe, but I think they broke the NBA because there's people who are on teams that you're like, why is this a team?
Yeah.
Like, again, LeBron, how did he get to the 76ers? I'm so confused with that. Jaylen Brown got traded for a bag of nickels.
Oh, no Jaylen Brown slander here. I'm not.
That is all on the Boston Celtics. How do you trade a guy who was your Finals MVP,
right,
with Paul George and 5 picks?
Right.
No, right. Get back no one on the same talent level. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like you have that trade, you have the LaMelo Ball trade, you have the John Morant trade, mm-hmm. you have the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade, which again, like, there's so much stuff happening constantly that I keep forgetting other people. You have people signing with teams where you're like, how the hell did you sign with that team? You got people re-signing. Why Trae Young? Why would you re-sign? Why would you re-sign with the Wizards? The Wizards!
So the big thing with Trae Young, just like on that for a moment, reports were coming out, from Brian Windhorst. And I heard this through the Part of My Take podcast when I was listening. Because I'll be real, that's the only podcast I listen to outside of the network. And I've been listening to them since they started. I don't really rock with a ton of the Barstool stuff, but I like those guys. I've always jammed with Big Cat and PFT. They are decent to listen to, and you know what? They make me laugh from time to time. Sometimes they get a little bit where I'm like, all right, I'm going to skip 10 minutes ahead. But a lot of times they're good stuff. Brian Windhorst mentioned that Trae Young with the Wizards, when they acquired him, Autumn, they basically told him, we're going to sit you the rest of the year. Like, we will extend you. We will give you this money, but you have to sit the rest of the year. You're going to screw our chances up of getting the number 1 pick if you play. They're not going to get it. Now, they got the number 1 pick. They got AJ DeBance out of BYU there now as well. And Trae Young opted out of his player option, takes the big deal. And the other thing Windhorst mentioned, though, that I think is interesting, is nobody was bidding around anywhere near what the Wizards paid him. Nobody's going to give Trae Young a max contract or anywhere close. So I think that's the more confusing thing is, like, are the Wizards strapping themselves again? Because you look at John Wall and the Bradley Beal situation, Autumn, and that was a thing where that backcourt was good. They were, second round good. You got out into the second round, but they were never, like, achieving more than that. Trae Young's only been to the Eastern Conference Finals once, and now you have a lot of money invested into Trae Young, Anthony Davis. You're going to have to, he's on his rookie deal. He hasn't played a game yet, but eventually you're going to have to pay AJ DeBance. Like, what exactly is their plan? I think they'll be fun this year in terms of immediate. Like, this season, I think the Wizards could be a team that maybe is the best team in the play-in, maybe sneaks into that 6th seed, maybe, and could be a little bit of a problem child. But I don't think they're anything more than a nuisance. There's a lot going on, a lot. But we missed some of these other things, too, some of these other trades. Julius Randle, you want to talk about trading for a bag of chips? Julius Randle being traded for...
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Oklahoma City on them. Like, look at Oklahoma City. While everybody's doing all these big trades, Oklahoma City's still racking up all these second rounders and everything for the future. They've traded Isaiah Joe and they traded Lou Dort. They moved off of both. I think the Lou Dort thing. You want to talk about Lou Dort? I know he's a menace, and he does some things that he gets other people frustrated by the way he plays such physical defense. But he's somebody that is such a great two-way player for the Oklahoma City Thunder, one of the better role players on that team for a 3-and-D guy, and I was shocked by that. So I don't know, Autumn. I mean, did the Knicks break the NBA? Was this what they were asking around the world when the Cavs won in 2016?
No.
But think about it. Think about it just for a moment, because all of those big signings happened right after the Cavs won the championship.
Well, that's true. But the Knicks but the Cavs didn't break the NBA in a way like the Knicks have. The Knicks, like I said, people are signing places that have never been signed before.
Fair.
People are trading players that should have never been traded before. People are opting out of contracts to make room. It's just like, when I say they broke the NBA, as in I'm saying that a lot of people probably looked at that Knicks roster, looked at how it was built, looked at what they did and said, you know what, if they can win a championship, so can I. So a lot of people, now you're going to see a lot of people start building their roster how the Knicks are built, right? And thinking like, okay, since we built our roster like that, let's get hot, because that's what happens. That's what happens in the league, right?
Right.
Remember, the big three in Boston, that influences the big three in Miami, which influences Cleveland, which influences Golden State, right? Mm-hmm. Like, every action has a reaction. Hell, Shaq going from Orlando to LA, that was a big reaction.
Right.
You had people, like, there was a whole thing of you never leave your team, and he left his team. So when I say the Knicks broke the NBA, as in, like, this happens every time somebody wins a championship, right? Every single time.
Yeah, it's interesting. Now by that logic, though, if teams are building, and just play devil's advocate, if teams are building their rosters like the New York Knicks, then looking out west, I would say the Portland Trailblazers might be a team. And I will say this, actually, like, all joking aside, Portland's going to be a problem this year. Portland's going to be a problem. I'm letting you know.
Their owner wants to spend money and not do what he's doing. Yeah, they may be, but if he continues to act the way he's acting and cutting that budget the way he's cutting it,
well, the owner's terrible. Tom Dunnan's terrible, and hopefully they can get him out. But right now, looking at that roster, and you mentioned, that's why it came to my head there, because you mentioned building the roster kind of sort of like that. Think about Portland. They have Dame Lillard there, okay, a trusted franchise point guard, okay, that not the same game, but Jalen Brunson, Dame Lillard, okay, I can see that. You have Ja Morant. He's a guy who can run in that backcourt, and that's something I guess you could argue maybe they didn't have in New York this year in terms of like a true running mate. You had a mixture of Anunoby and Bridges on the wing, but you didn't have them next to Jalen Brunson. But then you look at the bigs. Donovan Clingan for Portland. You have some other bigs in there as well. I believe Robert Williams, if I'm not mistaken, went there, and we'll double check that. But then you have Denny Avdija, who's one of my favorite players in the Western Conference right now. So I can understand what you're thinking, and maybe teams are looking at that, because Portland is kind of sort of similar to what New York did. They're building around the wings, they're building around backcourt, and they're making sure they have a strong, a center. It's interesting. It's definitely an interesting discussion. I don't know what to think anymore. Here's the good news: all these teams are changing. Well, it's not good news, but all the teams are changing. Cavaliers haven't done shit, so here we are. So you don't have to learn any new players or anything. In fact, you have to forget players. Dean Wade, Keon Ellis, no longer here.
Honestly, I'm not even going to criticize the Cavs. At this point, they're a Cleveland sports team. They're a Cleveland sports team. Like, what is criticizing them going to do for me? Nothing, because they're going to still be the way that they are. It's not going to do anything for me. It's not going to bring anyone that I want here. It's just nothing is going to happen for me criticizing the Cavs. Okay. That's why I don't really criticize them, because number one, I've also worked for the franchise, so I know just how much. I will say this: out of all three teams, I know Dan Gilbert actually truly does care about the people who work for him and the things he does, and he does actually genuinely care about the players. They all look. I will say this: one of my favorite anecdotes. When I was working there, it was towards the end of LeBron's second tenure. and the security guards would like talk to me. I would talk to them because they would be around the players more. Because like we wouldn't really see the players unless like we were in the tunnels.
Right.
But I'll never forget one of the security guards was like, "Yeah, Kyle Korver came in here to buy everybody some gifts for Christmas," and he got up to the register, gave his name, and he thought he got like a huge discount. All the employees would get a 25% discount, right?
Oh, they're under the employee discount.
He got the 25% off. And then he looked and he told somebody, he was like, "Yeah, I mean, Dan only gets 46." And I'm like, that should show you like the players can't just come in and get like 100% off, 50%. They get 25% off just like the rest of us. Like their families would come in. Like when I say he makes it a family environment, he makes it a family environment. Why do you think LeBron was able to get away with so much stuff the first time he was here? He wanted to make it as comfortable as possible.
Right.
But in terms of the Cavs, I'm going to just say this. They just need to put the money where the mouth is at this point. It's not really about – it's really you got to show up. You got to show up. You just got to show up.
But with what, though? They're losing depth pieces. They haven't added anybody. So, if anything, they're worse off than they were 2 months ago.
No, but at this point, look, Eli.
Yeah.
I've been in the trenches with this team.
I'm right there with you.
I've been in the Chetty Osman, Colin Sexton, Christian Iyenga.
Oh, yeah. J.J. Hickson, I'm right there with you in the trenches.
J.J. Hickson, Antoine Jameson.
Look, we've probably been handing each other, like, rations and whatnot throughout these trenches. You know, we're in these trenches. Like, I get it. I'm right there with you. But, Autumn, and I understand your respect.
Livingston.
Yes.
Mario Moon, I've been in the trenches with them. So that's why I don't get mad at them because I'm like, I know how bad it can get. I know how bad it can get. I really do know how bad it gets for them.
So I just want to make sure. So you're not to interrupt you, my apologies, but you're okay with this then? You're okay with second round exits and getting your ass whooped in the Eastern Conference Finals? You're cool with that?
I don't care.
So what is the exact point of playing the basketball games then if they're not to win a championship and you didn't get the hometown hero? And so what exactly are the Cavs playing for this year? Could you tell me that?
Look, everybody plays for the championship, no matter what. Like that's why I'm like, when I say I've been there in the trenches, Eli, we literally, when I was working for the franchise, we went from making $3,000 to barely 500.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I get it.
They were giving away tickets. So I'm like, that's why I'm like if y'all are freaking out over this, like y'all could not have been there in 2018 when this team was in shambles.
But I think that's the thing is like, I think people, so there's two factors that go into that. One, I get your point. I don't want to discredit it because I completely hear your point. There's a lot of people in Cleveland and maybe even the Cavs front office thinking that, hey, we don't want to go back to 2018 bad. We don't want to go to 2011 bad. You know, those types of vibes. I get it. I remember watching the Andrew Bynum and Kyrie Irving type of teams. And I remember these types of teams, young Tristan Thompson. Like, I get it, Autumn. And maybe they're... Yes, and maybe their fear, they had Tyler Zeller, I think, at one point. I think they had both Zeller. No, I think, yeah, whatever. Zellers, regardless. Anyways, they had this thing where maybe the front office is still in this mindset where they don't want to go back to being that bad. I get that. That probably is a thought. It is for some fans. Obviously, you're sharing that. I get that. And that's valid to a degree. But, Autumn, that's more so in year 2 or 3 of Donovan Mitchell. We've now inked him to a second contract, and the whole goal when you go and trade all these firsts and you move off of a guy in Lauri Markkanen who added value to the team, you move off of these pieces, you're going to win a championship. When you go out and trade Darius Garland, and obviously the health concerns are there, you're going to win an NBA championship. That's your plan. That is your mentality. It's not just get to the second round and we're happy, everybody's high-fiving, everybody gets a raise, and we're moving on. Yes, of course we're happy with playoffs. I think anybody in Cleveland that says, I'm just not happy with the Cavaliers, totally, is a little naive because they have, to your point, had success. They've got to the second round multiple times the last couple of years. They got to the Eastern Conference Finals. But I don't think it's unfair for Cavaliers fans to ask for more because we have tasted 2016. We are in the post-LeBron era officially. He didn't sign here. They're trying to make a somewhat of a history in the 2000s without LeBron James trying to develop a championship pedigree. So I just get frustrated, and not with you, but I get frustrated with this thinking, this philosophy that, well, we don't want to go back to being so bad, so we can't make any drastic moves. But making a drastic move is what got you here to this point. So maybe making a few more risky moves. RG3 bombed here in Cleveland. Terrible. It was not good. But you know what he was good at? Giving a really good quote in his opening presser. He said, no pressure, no diamonds. And that's what this front office has got to think about, all jokes aside. How do you get better? Well, the best free agents out there right now are Jonathan Kuminga, which I do like in terms of the Evan Mobley time track. That's cool. It's not a championship winning move. Mario Hezonja, we joked about that on Inside Edge Primetime, but there's real interest there with the Cavaliers. How do you make this roster better? Because, Autumn, I hear you. I'm not going to get mad if we go to the playoffs again. I'll be happy and I'll watch. But if it's the same song and dance, we were just talking about with LeBron James, we knew he was going to do the song and dance. If I know the Cavaliers are going to do another second-round exit song and dance, why would I keep putting money in the jukebox?
Look, I understand. I fully understand. I think I'm also traumatized by LeBron. I think that's the other thing about him. I'm fully traumatized by him. Like, I don't think people realize, like, LeBron, super traumatizing for him to be here, because I will say this with all my heart. I love him. He is a terrible GM. He does not know how to construct a roster at all. Okay. And that is actually one of the things that I'm grateful in the back of my mind, because I'm like, oh my God, thank you. We would not have had to have Draymond Green or Anthony Davis on this team, and would have had to give up young players so these two could be on the team. That's what I'm like in the back of my mind. I'm like, as I'm like a little peeved by him, I am just thinking about all of the roster moves he's ever made. Yeah. And that last year and a half that he was here, how he had no choice but to get younger, because he brought in an old ass team, right? And they had no choice, because you weren't going anywhere with that old ass team, right?
Correct.
But I'm just so grateful. Like, I love him, but he is a terrible general manager. Also, once again, shout out to all those who are watching. Nate, buddy, you clearly haven't been watching when I said the DMs are open. All right.
Nate missed a boat. We're on to the next contestant. Yeah, next contestant. I mean, and the other thing, too, that doesn't get talked about a lot is the fact that he ran Kyrie Irving out of town. And nobody wants to talk about it in this city, apparently, but he ran that guy out of town. Yes, he did.
No.
Yes, he did.
I will not let you blame Kyrie Irving and his foolishness on LeBron. Now, that one thing.
Autumn, they were actively shopping. There were reports out there that they were actively shopping Paul George trades for Kyrie Irving. Kyrie caught wind of it and said, you know what, since you're shopping me already and you didn't give me any heads up that you're going to shop me, I want out.
I fully understand. At that time, Kyrie
was what?
I have my issues with Kyrie. I have my legit issues with him. Like, he was a legit nightmare. Like, here in Cleveland, like, I know people that were affected by his.
Okay, I gotcha.
He was a legit nightmare here. So it wasn't just a basketball decision. He literally like Eli, when I'm telling you, that man was like, I'm glad they moved on from him. And why would I want somebody who literally, as he left, said, "Yeah, I get to play in a real basketball town."
Yeah, because he was shopped by his current team that he was drafted by, won an NBA championship with, was told, hey, the future's in Kyrie's hands after LeBron, we're going to walk for the next 4 or 5 years, and then behind your back, you're getting shopped out for a guy that isn't better than you and Paul George, and then they don't tell. There was, no heads up either. Like, hey, Kyrie, we're going to shop you. We're going to try to get better and see what we can do. Just if you hear your name in rumors, just know we've already let you know ahead of time. There was none of that. So I get it, and I get the off-the-court antics. We're talking about one of the best basketball players in the Cleveland Cavaliers uniform. There's no discussion. There's no argument that you can make that I will hear and agree with. He is one of the best Cavaliers ever. And the fact we ran him out of town, we were left holding the bag, because then what does LeBron do? He does what he's done multiple times. Leaves the situation worse off than what it was. Kevin Love, J.R. Smith, a bunch of dejected veterans. No Kyrie Irving because you traded him. You had to move off him because you were whispering too loud. And you should have just kept it either quiet or you should have told them. I'm still not over the Kyrie Irving. This franchise would have been in a way better spot.
I'm great with it, because you want to know why?
Why?
Kyrie and his ACLs can go somewhere, okay? Kyrie and his ACLs can go somewhere. He's tried to win in 3 other franchises. It hasn't worked out.
But he got to a finals. He got to a finals in Dallas.
Finals.
Correct. Finals. Well, Autumn, it's pretty. So the reason we talk about GOATs though is because they're different. I'm not saying Kyrie's the greatest of all time.
No. Since you opened this can of worms, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Kyrie's career, because you just opened a can of worms. Let's talk about it, because I have facts about Kyrie's career, and why I think it's not that LeBron ran him out. Kyrie was. I have my thoughts on Kyrie.
Okay. Okay. I have facts too, so I can't wait. I got mine right here.
We'll come back from the break. We'll talk about it.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Eli Moon here of Inside Edge Primetime. Everybody's busy getting ready, of course, for Moon Bash, but we have shows tonight here for you. Tonight on Inside Edge Primetime. Did something happen? Did LeBron signed with the Philadelphia 76ers. We have so much to cover. Chad and I will get into that. Basically the aftermath, right? The aftermath from Philadelphia, what that means for the Sixers, what it means for the Cavs. We'll talk about that and so much more. Of course, on the Daily Spiral with Autumn Chisholm, she'll talk about a wide variety of things. We'll talk about, some entertainment and reality shows and kind of just all of that entertainment, pop culture you're looking for. But also, she's going to react to LeBron, and then, you guessed it, at midnight. Midnight Run, Double A Anthony Alford will react. LeBron James, a 76er. Stay tuned here on the Inside Edge Network, and we'll see you this weekend at Moon Bash.
Just cut the last hard. It's not that
I thought I caught it. I swear I thought I caught it. I swear I thought I caught it. I swear. I literally went through the process and edited it, loaded it in. It played right the first time during Unfiltered, and then whatever that version is was not the right version. Okay.
You just stopped and just went. You looked around.
I did. Look, Autumn, I'm going to be real with you. I know we got some stuff to get into, and I don't want to be too long with this, but I've been putting Moonbash together, 50 artists and DJs like combined. My brain's ready to rock tomorrow, but I'm also like dealing with everything to get this up and rolling. I think that you just saw in those final few seconds of that promo where my brain was like, and on Monday you sleep. On Monday you sleep till the evening. Oh my goodness. This is your show. What am I talking so much for? Go ahead. This is your show.
First of all, I have a booger in my nose right now. That's why I keep going inside.
All right, why don't we do this? I'm gonna go ahead and just promote the network. I'm gonna get you fixed for a second. You go do that. And while Autumn's taking care of that, why don't you go ahead and make sure you like, subscribe, follow it at InsideEdge Net on all the socials. If you haven't been here before, hello. If you haven't, or if you have, welcome back. Subscribe, InsideEdge Net, follow, like, all that. YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Check out the website as well, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. And the Roku app. Take InsideEdge Network wherever. With the InsideEdge Network app on Roku. Autumn, are we cool? Can I get a thumbs up if we're good? Oh, we are good, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do this, and we're going to do a switcheroo because I can't be on the other side of the screen. We're already this deep in. All right.
Okay. I'm sorry. It was right there. I felt it. Have you ever had a booger that you like? You know it's there. You know it's there, and you're like you can feel it. And I felt it the entire show. I'm like, I know it's there. It's there somewhere, and it came out.
That's frustrating. That's like. Okay, so like not that necessarily. I mean, yes, but like the earwax thing drives me crazy. Like I get bad sinus, so like it'll build up quick, and I'll be like, "What in the is on my in my ear right now?" And then crazy.
And then you go in and there's nothing there, and you're like, "But I know it's there," and that's what happened to me. It was like I know it's there, I can feel it, and it just went out, and then it just finally decided to come out at that moment. Look, we were going to talk about Kyrie Irving, right?
Yeah.
And I decided we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that because it brings the last time I talked about him, I literally walked off of air. I'm not doing that. Okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Don't go. I just want to have a conversation, but you know what? That's okay. We're friends. Let's pivot.
You know, we're going to talk more about LeBron and Philly, but you know what? I want to end this on a high positive note. Okay. And the high positive note that I want to end it on is the WNBA All-Star Game. This All-Star Game, first of all, the way I've been talking about how I hate All-Star games, right?
Yeah.
If every All-Star game was like the WNBA All-Star Game, I wouldn't hate it. Okay. This All-Star Game is beautiful. So number one, all the players come. It's not just if you're an All-Star. All the players are there.
Okay.
Whether you're an All-Star, whether you're not an All-Star, whether you're a past player, everybody's there. So the All-Star Game this year is in Chicago. Chicago Sky, I don't know if you know this, WNBA's most dysfunctional franchise right now.
Oh yeah, I think they cut Haley Van Lith or whatever, and then they signed her, and then they cut her again earlier this year, and the Angel restart. Yeah.
There's so much stuff is happening. So much stuff is happening with the Chicago Sky.
Okay.
Hold on. Hi, Mom. I'm on air.
Hey, Autumn's mom.
My mom says hi.
Heck yeah! All right, cool. Hey, Autumn's mom. Hey, how are you? We were talking about some groundbreaking stuff here. I don't know if you heard. LeBron went to Philly.
She called me and told me.
Yeah,
she knew it was happening.
Woohoo! No expensive tickets.
That's right. Hey, you know what? Hey, she has a point.
Take me out. Okay, so
be careful. I heard that real quick. I heard that. Be careful though. Make sure Bear gets back in his cage.
No, he's fine. Look, I didn't have to chase him today. I was so happy.
Good.
He was so good. I didn't have to chase him today.
That's awesome.
But It's hosted in Chicago. So today, former President Obama visited all the All-Stars, and ironically enough, his presidential center opened. So a lot of the players have been going there. But it started off last night. So they usually have an All-Star Game fashion show. And again, it doesn't matter if you're an all-star or not. You can participate in the weekend. So they're like Nafisa Collier. She's not an all-star, but she just came back literally like right before the all-star break from injury. Like there are players who literally are not all-stars that are just there because it's WNBA All-Star Game. They had their skills contest tonight, which they did it by city, and they had like a current player. No, they had two current players and a past player. And Elena Deladon, who played for the Washington Mystics, she felt like I felt like she could suit up. I felt like she could suit up. That's how good it is. AZ Fudd, who is the Dallas Wings' first overall pick, she won the 3-point contest. A rookie won the 3-point contest. Like that's where we're at. Like we got like rookies involved. We got past players involved. Like the events are fun. Two players call themselves the Stud Buds. They both played on Minnesota. Courtney Williams plays on Minnesota now, and Natasha Henderson, she actually plays in Seattle now. They're doing a full 72-hour stream.
Okay.
Just a straight 72-hour stream. And when I tell you, you would think that no camera was there. That's how players are acting. Like that no camera is like when I say this is how an all-star game is supposed to be, like you're supposed to highlight your sport, everybody's involved. It's not about like, oh, we got to go to this party and that they got events going on, they got parties going on. They've invited like female sports commentators. Hell, you got NBA players showing up. Right. KD was randomly on the stream last night, just randomly in the background. Russell Westbrook was at the skills contest. Dwayne Wade has been like, it's when I say it's truly what an all-star game is supposed to be. If every all-star game was like the WNBA all-star game, I would watch.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem interesting, like the format and everything. And I did look into it a little bit here. That's interesting. I think the big thing, Autumn, and this is just coming from, my opinion. This isn't reflective of anybody else on the Inside Edge Network. But I think the big problem with the WNBA, we've talked about it across different shows, about, the lack of marketing for the right reasons. A lot of times we're talking about off the court with the WNBA when it comes to the season, whether it's Paige Beckers and Azzi Fudd and their relationship. Crazy that they, we were talking about Azzi Fudd, who was a star at UConn, being would only be the number one pick because she dates Paige Beckers. Go look at the tape.
That's crazy.
It was, but my point, I guess, Autumn, is like we're taught like national outlets, and we're here on Inside Edge Network talking about that. And, we talked about our main event because it was a story around that time. We're talking about the Caitlin Clark debacle and if she's getting choked out on the court or if she's yelling at a referee or if like what exactly is going on there. We're talking about, is Angel Reese want to play basketball or does she want to model? Like what is more of her passion at this point? Like there's just different stuff, and I have all the respect in the world for the ladies because my mama taught me right. Mama Moon would whoop my behind if I didn't have the respect for the ladies, and it was instilled in me by good parents. I have that respect. A lot of people, unfortunately, don't. So they speak with no class, for lack of better words. But what I'm asking, I guess, is somebody who would want to get more into the WNBA. Of course, the All-Star Game's a great start, but who, in your opinion, somebody who watches the WNBA, because I watch it, but I'm not going to sit here and say I watch every single game. I follow it. Who's the face of the WNBA? My mind, just as somebody who doesn't watch as much as you, says it's Asia Wilson, and then behind that's Paige Beckers, as much as it should be Caitlin Clark, because she's polarizing enough to lift that league into TV ratings. We talk about it with LeBron. We're going to stay away from LeBron for this segment, but just for this sake, for a quick second, he's polarizing enough, plus he's damn good, to create an audience. So I'm going to just open it to you, like, who is the face of the WNBA? If they're tuning in right now, who should they be looking out for?
I would name at least 5 players before I would name Caitlin Clark as the face of the WNBA. Okay. I would say you watch the Asia Wilson, Las Vegas Aces. You can watch Paige and AZ in Dallas. Dallas is a great team. They have completely brought themselves back. I would say Angel Reese and the Atlanta Dream. The Atlanta Dream are number 1 in the East. I would even say watch the New York Liberty, because the New York Liberty is just a polarizing team. You got Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart. Like, I will say this about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark reminds me a lot of I'm trying to find a player in the NBA. She's not on LeBron level, because as much as we talk about LeBron's talent like really, really adds up with his antics, right? That's why we tolerate it, right?
Right.
I would say Caitlin Clark is more like, you know what, I got it. It's more like post Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. Like, you know, he was talented, but he was doing so much to where he ran himself into the ground. And then he was just not the same player that he was, right?
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Like, and I'm not talking about MVP Russell Westbrook. I'm talking about post MVP, pre getting traded to Houston, right? Russell Westbrook, where you were like, where he was being called West Brick. That's kind of how I see Caitlin Clark, as in like she has all the talent in the world, but she refuses to listen to people who are telling her, hey, like, you need to train a little bit differently. You need to get a little bit better. You need to add something different. Like Russell Westbrook, remember, he was so talented, he literally ran himself into the ground, and everybody was like, hey, you need to alter your game a little bit, brother. And he just wouldn't do that. She kind of does the same thing of like everybody telling her, like, hey, you need to just alter your game a little bit more, and you could take that next step. But
yeah. I mean, but she wasn't. But in fairness, the Indiana Fever weren't. Nobody thought about the Indiana Fever before her, and they've had some of their better seasons since.
No, because Aaliyah Boston went there, and Aaliyah Boston was the number 1 pick, and Aaliyah Boston beat Caitlin Clark.
Sure, she beat her in college, but Aaliyah Boston needed a star.
Aaliyah Boston was the get to get Caitlin Clark, because that was the whole thing of like, you're gonna put Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark together.
Right.
But Caitlin Clark has now got to the point where it's like, if I'm an NBA superstar, I'm not going to the Indiana Fever. That's just not.
I guess, like, you know, and we're quick, you know, short on time. I'm going to hand it back to you here to get into your spirals. But I guess I would say, like, maybe Caitlin Clark's feeling the same way. Nobody can be successful on the Indiana Fever, so why shouldn't I move and get a change of scenery too? Because you look at the stats, you look at everything else. I mean, it adds up.
No, and that's the thing, is that the Indiana Fever will be a really, really talented team if she just listened to people saying, hey, like, just alter your game a little bit. That's it. They have a great team. Outside of her and Sophie Cunningham, great team. But if Sophie Cunningham continues to act the way she acts, they're not going to be a great team. If Caitlin Clark does not, she is a defensive liability, and she cannot create her own shot. That is this problem.
I don't know. See, we don't have enough time.
Just because revisit. Three-pointer does not mean that's creating your own shot. Creating your own shot could be a three-pointer. Three-pointer, it could be getting in the hole. It could be going at the defense. She cannot do that, Eli.
I disagree. Well, then how does she have 21 points per game? She got to be finding some sort of shot. And there's not a lot of
fouls. She gets a lot of foul calls. She gets a ton of foul calls. That's why she gets so angry. She gets a ton of foul calls. And when she doesn't get her ton of foul calls and her shot's not falling, she can't do anything. She can't go to the hole and get a bucket. I
just want to put this in context, though. She's averaging her most free throw attempts per game this year out of her 3 seasons. It's 6 free throws, Autumn. So she still has to find that's the equivalent of, if she hits all 6 free throws, that is 3 buckets, or 2 if you're counting threes. So she's got to find I disagree a little bit there.
Well, okay, you also have to think, though, this is probably her first full season playing. Because her first year, she played in and out. Last year, she got hurt halfway through, didn't play the second half.
Right, 13 games, yep.
So this year is the first season that she's had to, like, play. And if you, like, I'm going to say, just watch enough Caitlin Clark games to notice that she is not at the level that she should be at. She should be at a Paige Becker's level. I will say this. Paige Becker's, perfect. A'ja Wilson, perfect.
A'ja Wilson is A'ja Wilson is the face of the league.
She is the face of the league. She is the person. If you want to say she is funny, she's charismatic, she has good shoe game, she has good style, she's dating an NBA superstar. Like, she is the league. Now I know we're up against time here.
Yeah, come on. I've been waiting all day for the spirals.
A spiral, a bad spiral. A good spiral.
Yes.
The thing that you should go into, spiral out a little bit. The Stud Buds 72-hour stream. I've been laughing at it all day long. They got so drunk last night that they woke up this morning and had to get IVs. It was so funny. Also, one of them was on the bus, And she was like, "Excuse me, Mr. Bus Driver, sir, can you please turn it up a little bit?" Because they wanted the music up loud. So I would say watch, even if you can't watch the stream, watch the clips. The clips are hilarious.
Okay.
My bad spiral. Don't go down this road. Love Island just announced that they have opened up their casting for season 9. Don't go down that road, y'all.
Was that a personal one? Or you saying that?
100%. Don't do that.
Got it. Okay.
Don't do that.
Understood.
One of the questions that was revealed was, do you listen or have you been on podcasts?
I think we might have it in. We might have it in. I might be. I just got excited. I don't know how much more you can get excited if you're me. I got my holiday festival all weekend. I don't know how much more you excited. Autumn, thank you.
You know what?
Thank you.
You know what, Eli? You know what we should do?
What should we do?
Next week.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday.
Okay.
We should both on air fill out the Love Island USA season 9 application.
You know what? I'm with that.
For both.
I'm with that. Yeah, let's do that. I'm with that.
Here. Let's both go online and fill out that application.
They don't have paper ones?
No, it's an online application.
Copy. Okay. All right. Well, hey, Autumn, I'm with that. And here's the thing. Usually we bring Double A on. I got to let you know on a secret. I talked to him earlier today. He's really grumpy because LeBron James is a Philadelphia 76er. He's really...
He literally texted us and he was like, y'all want to be on air. He just didn't sound happy.
Yeah, I'm not happy. I'm not happy.
He didn't sound happy at all.
I'm not happy.
You're like, somebody better jump on air right now.
I was actually going to cue it up to where we just let you come in after the intro, but...
No, I'm not happy.
Okay, you're not happy.
And that little application you guys go fill out, that's going to take like 3 episodes.
No. Not if we like Autumn. Okay, we got to really be, it's 85 questions. We got to be very strategic. That's literally more than 20 questions per. Math wise, we got to get about 30 questions per segment. That's not that crazy.
There's a disaster ready to happen.
Well, you know what else was a disaster? This entire offseason.
Unless we're talking the questions out, which I don't think we probably should. Certain questions don't need to be talked out, like our name, Instagram handle, stuff like that.
You know, I feel like I already know my Love Island intro. Look. I know there's been some disasters, the Cavs off season and the LeBrons. I get it, W. But listen to this. I fill out the application. I get to the show. They're like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "I'm the man they call Moon, but you can call me Eli." Boom! Oh, I'm in there. Don't need a Facebook dating app anymore. I am in there like swimwear. Okay. Yep.
I will say this, listening to the last hour.
Yeah.
The Cavaliers might be in the Cleveland Guardians territory in terms of, because I remember hearing from older fans, you know, they put up a lot with the Cleveland Indians / Guardians. Like, it's just good enough to make the playoffs. It's just good enough to make the playoffs. We might be in that territory with the Cavaliers, but LeBron James, the general manager, horrible.
Thank you.
Horrible.
Terrible. I'm
horrible. You really think Kyrie, like, if we're dead serious on Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis, like those were must-haves. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, the Kyrie stuff's going to be I think we're going to have to bookmark that for next week for somebody's show, because I understand he has his reasonings, like off the court. The legacy of Kyrie Irving is so muddied at this point. But if we just were to revisit back in 2017, again, I understand what you're saying, Double A, as far as 2026, the knees that we talked about the other day. I get it. Like the injuries, I understand that. It was all a game. It was all a game for LeBron, man. It was all for Rich Paul to get his podcast numbers up.
Again, Kyrie.
We have the blackboard right behind me.
Are you serious? Autumn, do you see this? Come on.
We're gonna break this down. This nonsense down coming up this hour.
Did you pull out a different? You pulled out a different monitor?
This here it is.
Or is that a white? Oh wow, you have the whiteboard. You actually have the whiteboard. Wow, I love it.
I'm gonna say one thing before I leave.
Yes.
Why didn't you just download the picture and then put it up as you were talking?
because everybody else does that. I want to do something different.
That's right. I love that.
Also, do your promos next week.
Yeah. Oh, I love the originality. And yes,
you will get that promo tomorrow when I don't look like a hot mess. But I will see you guys on Monday. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but I'll see you on Monday. AA, have a great show. Peace out, people.
All right, that's Autumn Chisholm, AA. Here's the thing, man. Usually we don't end up like this. Usually we talk for another few minutes, and we're talking. And here's the tricky thing, man. Like, rent's due. Why am I up here, dude? I don't have the money. AA has the money, I think.
I guess I don't have the money. What is going on? What is going on? Oh, I guess it's the part where he hit.
Listen, AA. We're just working a few things out here. Everybody chill. Everybody chill.
Eli, I'll do it. Dun, 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 dun. This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network.
Okay, AA, I'm going to get...
Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
Okay. Station identification and AA coming up after this.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
And welcome to Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network. It is great to have you along here on a Friday. Great to be here. Remember, again, to like and subscribe at Inside Edge Net across all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. We're on there. Also, our website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com, and our Roku app, Inside Edge Network. That's how you can find our Roku app. Are you sick of seeing this? Are you sick of seeing this? This is all we have seen for the last 3 weeks. The last 3 weeks, if you haven't been, if the World Cup was enough for you, or Guardians baseball, which they didn't look good today, you have that going on. This stupid whiteboard right here, this right here. Now, I will fully admit, for this show, this whiteboard is oh, of course it goes away. How about that? It went to sleep on me. That's how much I can't stand it. It goes to sleep on me when the show freaking starts. Man. Killing content when I need it. Live when I need it. Unbelievable. Look at this. What are we doing? It's the whiteboard. And when I pull that whiteboard back up when I need it, because I thought I set to sleep, you got to be kidding me. My Roku is doing an update on the freaking air right now. You have got to be kidding. You know what? Burn a commercial break. We'll be back. This is ridiculous.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
All right, we're back, and we finally have the app is good now. It did. I'm not kidding. Have that's ever happened to you at work or whatever? You're working, you're getting after it, and then all of a sudden, it's doing an update, and I got people outside going crazy. Like, what is going on? What is going on? Man, unbelievable. Well, we got the fan going. We're ready to go here, folks. So, any breaking news? Let's talk Tony Romo. No. So this whiteboard right here, I do want to thank Rich Paul because he gave us a ton of content. And I understand you may or may not be happy if you're a Cavs fan about the decision-making of LeBron James going to Philadelphia. And I will be straight up. I will be perfectly honest. I'm not overly upset because he didn't go to Golden State. That was my only rule. I'm sticking with it. If you've been watching us every single night, I have said, as long as LeBron doesn't go to the Warriors, I won't be overly upset. But it was clear really in this process, and he did have a process that we'll go through here in just a second, but it was clear in this process that the situation with LeBron had to be, as we say, just right. Like, it had to be an ideal situation. And it's that way all the time. And that's why the legacy is complicated. Let's be real about the legacy thing for just a second. Just a second. We'll go more in depth on it later on. But for a second, let's be real about this. LeBron, if he gets the 6 titles, if he wins 6 titles, it will not equal to Michael Jordan's 6. That's not me hating, but it's just true. It will not equal in terms of significance within the historical standpoint of the NBA. It won't mean the same. Now, where he will have MJ beat, broke the curse for Cleveland. He's one of the many who won a championship with Los Angeles, but they really don't care too much about that. But he did it. It's on the resume. Won a title for the Miami Heat. And for the Philadelphia 76ers, if he wins a title there, it will be the first time since 1983. That's a long time. So 4 different cities, 4 opportunities to win a title. But the situation, as illustrated by Rich Paul, has to be perfect. So, obviously, Maxey, if we look at the Sixers here, this whole stuff, and look at all the outside stuff, like all things have to be This was Dallas. You remember what we talked about with Dallas? He didn't really talk about the team, but they have great oil. The golfing. And some other stuff. I think that says nice macaroni and cheese or something like that. But in Dallas, you have that. And then all this other stuff. We'll get to Cleveland here in a second, or Cleveland here in a second. This is Cleveland. This is Miami. So we'll get to those in just a second. But it's there. This roster now with Philadelphia, 2 former finals MVPs on the same roster. That has never happened before in the NBA. So again, I'm not upset. I'm not hating. I'm just saying I'm allowed to say he's ring chasing. I'll definitively say that he's ring chasing. Because this is one of the best starting fives I have ever seen. Ever. I would join this team if Jaylen Brown was on this team and others. Embiid. Oh, I wonder what I was thinking, what was going to happen. And, you know, LeBron, like, boy, will be the most ideal situation. He can kick up his feet and scratch his nuts and win a title with the Sixers. Don't tell me he's going to face adversity. The 2-year plus a player option, he's fine. Meanwhile, the demands here for Cleveland, I want you to how dare you get rid of Darius Garland, who, by the way, we don't even know if Darius Garland's going to be up to full strength again. A day-to-day toe injury, all of a sudden, it's like we're still dealing with it. So, the Cavaliers should have traded the one superstar that has been there every single day in Donovan Mitchell for a superstar who we don't even know the status of his foot. Oh, that makes good business sense. Let's make sure you trade for Anthony Davis. He can't stay healthy half the time. But let's make sure we clear roster spots for Anthony Davis. Okay, that doesn't work out. Let's get Kyrie. And again, I love Kyrie as a player. This is a no-brainer if Kyrie, in terms of talents. This is a no-brainer. But, let's get Kyrie, who, again, we talked last night, he's only played at least 60 games once since 2019. And you're expecting him to be at full strength, healthy. Oh, geez. It's like we're talking about Deshaun Watson all over again in terms of health. I'm not talking character. I'm talking health. Availability is everything. So LeBron has all these and Rich Paul has all these so-called demands, which we'll get to here in a second, has all these so-called demands, yet LeBron never seriously considered going to Dallas, and DC's not even on this board. So how badly did he want to play with Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving? And then also make sure that Brandon Weems is elevated to the general manager spot. Make sure that's good. And then all the minus Darius Garland, as if your team doesn't represent Darius Garland in the first place. What are we doing? What kind of BS are we talking about here? Again, I don't care about the result, what happened. LeBron picked the easiest situation, which is Philadelphia. He's going to do what he needs to do. I don't hate him for it. He's ring chasing. And it's okay to admit that you're ring chasing, and that's fine. It is what it is. But to say that I shouldn't be angry about how this process played out and the decision making behind this, come on. And don't think for 1 second this effing show. What is this show called again? Game Time, Game Over, Game. I don't give a damn. This same show, you have LeBron James saying, if the Knicks didn't win a title, he would have went to New York. And he's probably going to live in New York in the first place. This is all BS, all of it. And this goes back to the AAU culture that we have here in the NBA, where fans don't matter. They don't. And LeBron has always said, he has clearly said this time in and time out, that he is from Akron. He doesn't represent Northeast Ohio. He is from Akron. Akron people don't claim Cleveland. They don't. So that's why he had no problem. Remember, he chilled in Akron for a good chunk of time, even back in the summer of 2010. I didn't think I would be this angry about this. Maybe I held this in for a little. This is actually kind of pissing me off, to be perfectly honest. Because all this is BS. All of this. Like, I'm looking at this right now. Let's take a look at this horse crap of a whiteboard we have here. Again, great content. Thank you, Rich Paul and Max Kellerman, for the content. And I guess remember too, if the fate of the universe is, align, he wants Andre Iguodala to take the final shot. So again, the core four: Mitchell, James Harden, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. And the minus is Garland. And if you're a Cavs fan, I understand. Listen. I understand that things are a little uneasy right now. And I'm not saying the Cavs should sit around and do nothing. If you do nothing, then you might be flirting with the play-in tournament. I'm just going to be honest. So don't do nothing. Continue to build the team. Do what you need to do. Eli did have my brain spinning a little bit, the wheels turning, because he made a great point during our breaking news coverage that James Harden is not a shoo-in to re-sign here. And I do agree. I agree with his percentages too. I think he said there's an 85% chance he would re-sign here. And I'm like, that's a good number, but it's not 100%. Because again, James Harden, what do you want to do? Now, let me say this. I'll get to the X's and O's in a second. I did not think I would be this emotional about this. Maybe I'm going to be honest about how I feel about this entire situation. And I'll get to the cap, because I think there is another thing to be talked about in terms of what LeBron feels about the Cleveland Cavaliers roster, that he doesn't trust the Cavs roster. He didn't like the fit, because let's be real about it. If it was strictly LeBron plug and play, I mean, how much did he take he took the vet minimum, basically, right? $8 million, 2 years. The guy is scratching his nuts to play for the Sixers. Yeah, he is. I got to create opportunities here with Cleveland. You know what this is? I got to stand up for this. You might just see my stomach. You know what this is? I'm going to be honest what this is, folks. And I apologize. You see my stomach and nothing else. But this is kind of bothering me. You know what this is? This is the hot girl. You have her one time, maybe two times. You have the hot girl. And you're set. But that hot girl keeps effing with you. Effing with you. Go somewhere else. No problem. Lay it on the line. And LeBron has moved so many times, by the way, that loyalty doesn't mean a damn thing. Once you move once, twice, 3 times, it's easy to pack up and go. Meanwhile, it's my fault, and I will blame myself for this. I thought Donovan Mitchell was out the door the moment he showed up here. The moment Donovan Mitchell showed up here, I was ready to say he's going to New York. He's going to the Knicks. I'm not speaking for Cavalier fans. I'm speaking for myself. Donovan Mitchell, I owe you an apology. As a Cavalier fan, I owe you an apology. I thought the moment you stepped in here, you were just going to be here as a rental. And the moment that the opportunity came, you was going to the Knicks and you were going to enjoy New York City, enjoy your hometown. You chose us twice, and and even with the uncertainty, he has completely shown that he's locked in with Cleveland, completely locked in. I'm sorry I was a fool, and it took me all these years to realize it. I'm sorry that it took me this wrong because I was a dumbass and thought that there was a chance that LeBron wouldn't pick the best effing team that this sport has ever produced walking in the door. You're allowed to do whatever the hell you want. I am allowed to call you a fraud. We'll be back.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife, Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
All right, welcome back to Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network. Anthony Alford back here with you. And again, we'll be with you just over 12 hours from right now. Moon Bash, got that coming up. Eli will talk about Moon Bash near the end of the show. Got some great stuff coming up from there. But we're going to hear some clips from Rich Paul coming up in just a second. I will admit, I do want to run something by Eli. Actually, Eli, come on the screen here, buddy, because we had our phone call earlier today about a lot of things, and I mentioned, I'm like, this podcast stuff is fine, what they did here, but I always, if LeBron's in it and his team is in it for entertainment purposes with all this stuff, they should do Survivor style. Like, they should do like a 3-hour pregame show, then in prime time, 3 hours, lay out all the teams that is in contention, even the ones on the outside. Dallas, we're going to consider their oil. San Antonio's on here. Actually, that was some legitimate talks about San Antonio.
Yeah.
They're New York. And then did I see Tatum? Could have went to the Celtics. Man, I almost wish he would have went to Utah. Oh, my goodness. But
Dude.
I said, look, put out a primetime special, 3 hours, and at the end of each segment, eliminate a team.
Dude. Yeah. Okay, so San Antonio's been removed. Shocker to everybody. We'll be back right after these messages and a word from LeBron James, who's drinking his new wine sponsor.
Yeah.
I just don't get it, man. I mean, I've already expressed a lot today, and I'll be honest, I don't know how much more I can express on LeBron and this situation. The 12 hours before Moonbash, I am just so pissed. And I don't think I'm even pissed. I told Autumn this. I told this to Chad earlier. I don't think I'm pissed because it's Philly. I'm pissed because exactly how you ended the last segment. He's a fraud. He in terms of anything he says is lip service. He is a great businessman. He gets all the money. He knows what he's doing. He's had all these teams on the ropes. That's a great businessman. But AA, the point comes down to how many times, and we've all used different analogies, can you say you love somebody, or in this case, a city, and keep backhanding them in the face? How many times does Cleveland take a backhand and keep going, but LeBron is the GOAT because he brought that 2016 championship?
You know what else is going to piss me off about this, too? I'm going to break this chair by the end of the show just because I keep moving around and stuff. It's just like, here's the other thing.
Yes.
Because of what you just said. I've heard you say this a couple times throughout the day. And by the way, Eli, you did a great job all day long with our coverage.
Thank you.
Breaking the news, everything. Great stuff. National media is going to come back and say, this is our fault.
Oh, yeah.
This is Cleveland's fault. How are you not respecting LeBron James? He pulled his pants down and pissed on us.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I just...
Where were all the memories, AA2? I know you got more to get into, but where were all the memories of Miami? He won 2 championships there. There was no IG story posts of him and Wade and Bosch and, man, memories or anything. It was all Cleveland. It was in Akron for the documentary and talk about that reports. I mean, it was basically putting a full-course meal in front of the Cavaliers and then ripping it out from under them and saying, guess what? You get the crumbs. Here's Mario Hezonja. I mean, like, my goodness. What are we doing?
My theory, though, I know on the air I picked the wrong team. But my theory, I think he knew what he wanted to do. The moment that Jaylen Brown was signed to Philadelphia, he knew he wanted to go there. He just enjoyed the attention. I don't buy that, he finally made up his mind at 1 o'clock last night. I don't buy that one bit. I think he knew what he was going to do 2 weeks ago. And he was waiting to see, well, if Cleveland actually traded for Kyrie Irving or Anthony Davis, maybe I'll reconsider. But when the Cavs, and again, I am not a Kobe Altman fan. There's going to be another show that we do where we are talking about the core 4. Right. Just not today, but there will be a show about that. But he looked and saw that none of these other teams, they all stay pat. Yeah. But then, these teams, Cleveland, I know Miami added Giannis, but like everybody else stay pat. Like, do whatever you need to do. We're waiting on you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is, like, if you're the Cavaliers, you're stuck in no man's land because we talked about it the other day. You know, you've already lost Dean Wade and Keon Ellis. You've already somewhat sacrificed a little bit to try to make sure the money works. James Harden's waiting in the wings to sign a deal, and then it doesn't happen. The Cavaliers actually got worse by waiting for LeBron. They didn't just stand stagnant. I understand the stagnant, and I even said it earlier, so I'll even lump myself in. They actually got worse. They actually got worse this offseason so far. They've lost Dean Wade and Keon Ellis, and their additions are nobody. And they kept Kenny Atkinson, and they lost Mike Gansey, who's probably going to win Executive of the Year if Philadelphia does what they're expected to do on the court. And we still don't have a GM. We have Kobe Altman, who is still banking on the core four, because I said it on Primetime AA, I believe Mike Gansey was the one making these decisions, at least the tough ones. I think he was behind the Harden trade.
I agree. And now you're putting your eggs not just in the core four, but in the record books with Kobe Altman. You kept Evan Mobley over Giannis. You kept Evan Mobley over other guys and we got to get to these Rich Paul clips. Eli, we'll bring you back later in the show.
Yeah,
great stuff. But I just Kobe Altman's not off the hook in my book. He's not. And throughout the day, I was kind of conflicted in terms of emotion and feeling, because throughout the day, when LeBron decided Philadelphia, I said, okay, cool. All right, let's handle business with the network. But I'm like, okay, cool, back to work. I don't know. But now I'm upset. Now, maybe I just held it in. Now I'm upset. That is not to say that the front office and Kobe Altman's off the hook, but this could have went a lot worse. Just to acquire LeBron while blowing up your roster, I don't know. It bothers me. We got some Rich Paul clips from explaining this stuff here. I believe the first clip is from the Philadelphia 76ers perspective. So let's look at that first. This is Rich Paul and Max Kellerman on their Game Over podcast, explaining what they liked, what maybe LeBron could like about Philadelphia.
Because I want your opinion here.
Okay.
Right? Philadelphia, everything changed.
Do they have his attention as Windhorst is reporting?
How could you not have the attention when you have Maxey, Edgecombe, Brown, Embiid?
They're missing. All they really need here is a power forward who can think the game and shoot.
That's why he's in the middle. But think about it. So what is he loves Maxey. So we don't even have to talk about that. I think VJ, he helps VJ understand really how to play the game.
VJ's a baby and he's already
super
good.
Talented,
Yep.
Plays both ends of the floor, plays hard every night. The benefit that he gets, it would be ridiculous. Obviously, Jaylen Brown, right?
I'll tell you something else, how he would help the Sixers. Brown, when Stephen A. comes out and says, Jaylen Brown needs his own team, blah, 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 he's not picking that out of the air. He's talking to people either in Jaylen Brown's camp or Jaylen Brown. That's how the game works. If Jaylen Brown has that kind of ego, he wants to be the guy on the team. But he's joining a team with Maxey, who's at least as good as he is, in my opinion. Edgecombe, who's more pure talent, he's got them both beat. And Embiid, who when he's on the floor is better than all of them.
Embiid is health and habits.
100%.
If the health and habits of Embiid are there,
but what I mean is
really
they need a guy to come in and make that by itself doesn't necessarily work.
Right.
But if you add the right guy, LeBron
Absolutely.
James is the one guy who might be able to unlock that and get that to be a team.
Yeah, he enhances everything there.
Yeah.
He unlocks everything there.
It's courtesy of the Game Over podcast. And it's man, what in the world has happened to sports? We'll play the Cavs video in a second. What has happened to sports, professional sports? What has happened? It's like You know what this is? You play 2K and you're looking over your teams and you're trying to decide if you have rosters with like guys rated in the 80s and low 90s. And then you look at the one starting five that has guys that are rated 99, 96, the worst rated player is like a 92 rating. And you're sitting there like, man, all they need is me and they could win a title. By the way, happy birthday to Nick Nurse, head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. July 24th was his birthday. Congratulations. You'll be unemployed in 6 months when things don't go right out of the gates because you're trying to build a culture, and LeBron and team will hate the direction that you're taking the team, and they'll do a whole podcast forecasting your unemployment. Congrats. Let's hear Rich Paul talk about how they assess the Cleveland Cavaliers. Again, this is courtesy of the Game Over podcast. This is Rich Paul 02.
To the C-Town. Mitchell, Harden, Mobley, Allen.
You know what was nuts? When I was hearing, when they looked like they were in on Jaylen Brown, and they were talking about, like Evan Mobley would have to be in that deal. I was like, wait, why would they give up? You want Evan Mobley if you're...
They wasn't giving up Evan Mobley.
Right,
you have to worry about that. But here's it again.
LeBron fits perfectly on that team.
Okay.
Perfectly.
Well, what this is why I'm asking you. And we'll get to the end. Dan and Grant, which is the Gilberts, plus Kobe. He was there when LeBron won there. Big X factor. Let me talk to you about Brandon Weems. Brandon Weems is basically LeBron's brother. I don't know if you knew that. Now, he worked his own way. Nobody gave him anything. He's earned to be in the front office of the Cavs. He was a grad assistant in Kentucky, Oakland, LaSalle. He did everything on his own. He worked his own way there, and we're extremely proud of him. But that is a big feather in the cap. Big feather in
Cleveland.
Big feather because of Brandon Weems. Now, don't get me wrong. Dan and Grant and Kobe, we know them. I miss my guy, Nick Gilbert. I can only imagine what Nick Gilbert would be saying to me right now. Talk about the best guy to talk to. The best. Now, the negative is, and this is no offense to Harden, no Garland. Because he loves Garland like he loves Maxey.
You know, on the other hand.
So he went more there. That's courtesy of the Game Over podcast. If I have to be an objective sports talk host here for a second, would he have reconsidered Cleveland if Brandon Weems became the general manager, if he was named a general manager during this process? Maybe, but probably not. But they would lie and say, oh, that's a good look for the Cavaliers. So not much really, and then you see reports, through The Athletic and others, that the Cavaliers traded the wrong superstar. Now, again, you tell me, who was available in the playoffs last season in round 2? Was it this guy or this guy? You tell me who was available in round 2 of the playoffs last year. By the way, if LeBron really was in love with this guy, why is he not in a Clipper uniform? See, this is all of this is BS. None of this garbage matters. None of it. Except this is a perfect freaking roster. Man. Maybe this is my therapy session. This is my therapy session right now. So this is it right here, folks. This is it. This is it. Because and I know basketball reasons, Draymond Green. Boy, I hope your recruiting went very well. Maybe there's a seat for you in Philadelphia. I would like for Draymond to be here in Cleveland, but It is what it is. But this is the pure definition of ring chasing. The two of the players that define this generation of basketball, LeBron James and Kevin Durant. How do we explain to our kids their legacies? How do we explain to the next generation the legacies of LeBron James and Kevin Durant? Yeah, elite basketball players. And again, I'm not going to be all bad here. They're both great in the community. So I'm not going to let's be fair. Great in the community, great ball players. They're going to work hard. Ring chasing. I can't even defend, and I'm a guy who defend. I'm 34. Yes, we defend millennials, because I am one. We defend. We were the ones putting up a fight, saying, "Oh, LeBron did this and things like that." MJ, had to overcome certain things, but LeBron did this. I understand going somewhere once or going somewhere different twice or even New York with the Lakers. Fine. LeBron James picked a team that was already considered one of the best teams in the NBA. And now they're favorites to win the East. Who does that remind you of? Who joined a team that previously won 73 regular season games? And yet it's our fault that we don't recognize his greatness, despite the fact that he was ring chasing after his team blew a 3-1 lead in the Western Conference Finals. What are we doing? But it is clear, too, from a basketball standpoint, that LeBron James is not a fan of the Cleveland Cavaliers roster. From a basketball standpoint, there are major concerns like, all right, there's one basketball. Who's going to be able to handle the ball? If James Harden is bringing the ball up and keeping the ball for the first 15 seconds of a possession, nobody else is going to be able to eat. But, when LeBron's typically on your team, he's bringing the ball up. So where does that leave James Harden? Donovan Mitchell, I don't think would have an issue deferring. The problem with Donovan Mitchell is him not showing up in certain games. But, yeah, again, Cleveland has a lot. We got a lot of work to do. And we'll address what we have to do. We'll talk about it tomorrow at Moonbash. We'll talk about that. We'll get to some LeBron thoughts and some other stuff, too. We'll look at the overall scope. I'll be on with Papa Moon, Chad B, and Kyle. And then Eli will pop in. In fact, we'll talk about Moonbash next segment. And we got some football stuff we'll talk about next week. And we'll see what's next for the Cavaliers. I'm just extremely disappointed. I'm disappointed that LeBron led us on a path where, honestly, if you stacked it up, there was no chance he was coming here, because none of those demands were going to be met. And you're blowing up your team in the process. It just wasn't going to be met. And he joined the best team already. I hope the Cavaliers kicked their ass when we faced them. I hope we kicked their ass and dinged them in the nuts, because you are telling me that this is the only way you can win titles. Also, give that kid in Miami his job back. Come on. Ain't no press conference in Miami. Give that kid his job back. This whole process also cost the kid a job. So not only is he choosing the best teams, he's costing people jobs. Boy, what a trifecta. Go to break.
Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
We cannot wait for Moon Bash this Saturday here on the Inside Edge Network. Eli is going to shut it down. Over 50 music artists in town at the Brothers Lounge, West 117th in Detroit, on the west side of Cleveland, that Cleveland-Lakewood border. 12 p.m. the doors open, and it goes all the way to 12 a.m. when Eli performs. But Eli is giving us an opportunity to broadcast live from Moon Bash.
Yeah, it's incredible, Double A, and I'm so grateful that all of our favorite people across the Inside Edge Network are going to be there. It's going to be incredible. You know, you'll be there, Papa Moon will be there, Kyle Cornell, Chad Bryan. Of course, we have the owner, Peter Tellep, in the building as well. Come say hi to everybody. The Inside Edge Network will be positioned in the front stage near the back of the building, the back of the stage here. Come say hello. You know, if you see somebody up front, you're rocking out with the artist, you know, stop by after and come say hi to the Inside Edge Network. We'll have all the guys and girls ready to rock with you. And cannot wait, man. 52 artists, 4 different stages, Inside Edge Network broadcasting, interviewing the artist, all about community. That's what we're about here on the Inside Edge Network. That's what I'm about with LaHale, my music collective, and the music community. It'll be on full display Saturday from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. Don't be late.
Should be a fun time. We cannot wait to see you there at Moon Bash this Saturday. If you can't make it, that's okay. Watch us beginning at 1 p.m. right here on the Inside Edge Network. All day coverage, 1 to 8 will be on. So we cannot wait. We will see you this Saturday right here on the Inside Edge Network.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Remember, again, to like and subscribe to our network at Inside Edge Net across all of our social media platforms. A lot of great programming. Again, we cover sports, local news, entertainment, mental health. We have all that covered for you here on the Inside Edge Network. Typically on Saturdays, we air Real Talk with Papa Moon. Papa Moon will be on the air on Saturday, but he'll be on with me on Saturday with Moon Bash. But Real Talk with Papa Moon will be back on next weekend right here on the Inside Edge Network at 5 o'clock. And then we have Main Event on Sunday. We're going to be busy. I want to show you guys something real quick, and then I'm going to bring Eli on. So shout out to Anthony Lima. He posted the NBA Cup. Remember the NBA Cup? It still exists, but look at this. That's the cup this year. That's our group. That is our group. We're in group play with the Knicks, Sixers, Miami Heat, and the Indiana Pacers. Jalen Brunson, LeBron, Giannis, and Tyrese Halliburton in one group. Eli, are we making it out of group play?
Double A. This is literally, this group is 2 of LeBron's former bays, his current bay, the girl he laughed off when they asked him out, and the team the girl that they're shocked he's not with.
Yeah,
that is literally the group stage, man.
You bring that up real quick, so I'll put it back up, or we'll do whatever. You do whatever you want with that.
Yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
So Tyrese Halliburton, remember Fanatics Fest last week?
Yeah,
gave us a little sales pitch. It's like the nice guy in the corner who just doesn't have an opportunity, but you shoot your shot, and then the hot girl politely shoots you down.
Yeah, and
then is your sales pitch, and you go back to the wall. You go back to the wall because you're not dancing on the floor. You go back to the wall. That's what happened with Tyrese Halliburton.
No, absolutely. And then he even mentioned on Pat McAfee's show on ESPN, the Pat McAfee show, he mentioned, I got you, AA, we're going to bring us back, and boom. He mentioned that, he sent a text out to LeBron, like, hey, why don't you join the Pacers? And LeBron sent back 6 laughing emojis.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, that's
so at least
cute.
they were left they were left nowhere in the dark. They were pretty much told straight up, don't get your hopes up, Indiana. So I'd rather that than what the hell we just dealt with in Cleveland for the last month.
Boy, is there some life truth to that? I think there is. I don't think anybody likes to be led on, like really led on, like laid on thick.
No.
And then, like, how do you supposed to take that?
No, this was the equivalent of LeBron basically, this is like a girl texting you, and you guys you're going at it, boom, 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 and then you know what? The texts start getting cold, and then you're left on red for a few hours, and then those few hours turn into a few days, and then they respond back, usually a few days later, and let you know, hey, everything's okay. I've just been busy. I've not been talking to Philadelphia. I promise you, I've not been talking to Philadelphia. I've been busy. Yeah, you may have saw me out with Miami the other day. That was literally, do you believe in AI? That was literally AI. That was not me with Miami. I wasn't out there with her. And come to find out, usually when you're left on red, whether it's real life or in this LeBron scenario, for days, there's no recovering.
How long do you think the Cavaliers were left on red? I know that's a stupid question, but...
I think probably all week, because I agree with you. I think that he was given this week an opportunity for the Cavaliers. Hey, are you going to go make a move? Golden State, are you going to go make a move? Any of these other teams, Miami, you're going to go make a move. And they didn't make a move. And he said, you know what? Okay, I've waited. You couldn't even bring Brandon Weems as general manager? That's it. I'm making my decision. I gave you an extra week. I gave it to the end of July. I know I cannot run into any other big events in Cleveland or across the United States, so I got to be careful. Moonbash weekend's coming up. I have to make my announcement now, or I'm going to be in trouble come this weekend. Everybody's going to be talking about Moonbash. So, I mean, what are you going to do?
How about that? Well, it is what it is. We got to live with it. And again, my last thing on LeBron, at least for right now, then I'm going to sleep on it. I might be more irritated. Well, I'm going to have a good time. It's going to be hard for me to be upset because I'm going to have a great time at Moonbash.
Dude, I can't wait to see you. Like, first of all, I'm going to be running all over the stages, and I'm going to look back and I'm going to see, LeBron, it's Miami. It could have been Miami, and I would have been. I'm waiting for Papa Moon to get a taste of actually being on air with AA for the first time ever. Like, okay, you guys have sat down before. You mentioned Real Talk with Papa Moon. You guys have an episode obviously out together. But this is different. Papa Moon was like, so I talked to him earlier today. I go, do you have the stats? Are you ready? He goes, I'm just not as prepped as AA. I said, give me some storylines. What get me in the name of the game? What are you passionate about? He goes, well, I'll be honest, and maybe you could talk to him tomorrow about this, AA. He goes, I'm going to leave LeBron didn't come home. I'm going to leave LeBron didn't come back to Cleveland. Now we don't have to deal with the circus here for the final year and actually focus on trying to win a championship instead of appeasing LeBron James.
Yeah, and ultimately you're right. You're right. I guess this will close out the hot girl analogy. It's the remnants of it, reflecting on the aftermath. Oh, I got to tell you.
Yeah.
So we have an intern that's going to be with us on our live remote. We'll be with you exactly 12 hours from now. Not even joking.
Ooh, wow.
Exactly 12 hours from now, we'll be with you at 1 p.m. At the Brothers Lounge. Stop on in. West 117th in Detroit, on the west side of Cleveland. It's a great time, and I'll let Eli fully plug it in like 60 seconds. But during the broadcast, we have an intern. And in our interview, I gave the typical, all right, top of your head, give me a take that you believe in right now. Give me a take.
Yeah.
And this young man talked about he believed that Kyrie Irving is a top 10 NBA player. And I'm like, of all time? You might want to revise that. He said and then he revised and said top 10 player that he has seen with his own eyes. So I think he's going to disagree with my take about Kyrie Irving. And I wonder if he believes that the Cavaliers should have been more aggressive in talks with the Dallas Mavericks and Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm very curious to hear how all that unfolds and all of the madness of the Inside Edge Network. A lot of fun, though. It's going to be great. Double A. I mean, all weekend, man. We're going to have a ton of takes. I mean, at least there's something to talk about in the sports world, right? So, I mean, there's that. But, all joking aside, it's going to be cool, man. I guess I'm assuming this is the time where you opened it up to me. So
This is the time, yes.
Okay, so I'll dive into it. Moonbash, yeah. We've been talking about it a little bit over the week. I've talked about it here for the last couple of months. But I created Moonbash back in July of 2025. It started with about 26 to 28 artists. We started with one stage from 12 to 12, and then the other stage in the concert hall from 8 to 12. This year we have both stages from 12 to 12. Both patios are going to be running from about 1 to 8 o'clock. And between DJs and artists, we have 50. We've had a few drop-offs. It's just complications happen, but the show goes on. It's funny, Double A. I was actually talking to one of the bros earlier, and I go, goodness, I only got like 50. If we count all the DJs, we got like 51, 50. I'm like, they said, do you understand how crazy you sound right now? Respectfully, because I love you. Do you understand how crazy you sound? Because you have 50 artists and DJs at your event. And then it hit me. And now it's hit me that we are literally 11 hours away from starting Moonbash. Crazy to think. But essentially, Moonbash, just to give an idea, we have expanded out to doubling the amount of opportunities we've provided to artists on that side, DJs. It's a community event. Everybody is going to step out and catch a vibe, whether it's getting good food, getting good drink, enjoying great music, catching the Inside Edge Network. There's so much to do, so many people to run into, say hello to somebody you never met before, say hi to an old friend. It's going to be a lot of great time. My whole family's going to be in the building. The only one that will not be is my little brother, because he's going back. He's actually back in Columbus now. He was up here earlier this week. But Mama Moon, Papa Moon, obviously Papa Moon, but Mama Moon, Papa Moon, my sister, they're all going to be there. It's going to be incredible, Double A. This is a community event. This is what we talk about in the Inside Edge Network, and that's why when we talked back in September, you mentioned hey, you want to join the Inside Edge Network? This is what we're thinking, and this is what we're going to stand on. These are our pillars. They align with everything we talk about with Lahele, the collective I'm a part of, with music, the music community that I'm trying to help build. They all align, so it makes perfect sense that Inside Edge Network, that we're very proud of, would be there in community, because we are community. We are part of that change in community here on the airwaves. It's going to be so incredible. 30-minute sets for these artists. So if you're like, man, I'm running in and how long have they been on? And somebody's like 8 minutes. You're like, am I going to miss them? Am I halfway through? No. They have 20 more minutes. You're going to jam out for at least 4 to 5 more songs, at least. Incredible stuff. I'll have this announcement for you too. Of course, Inside Edge Network, 1 to 8 p.m. Papa Moon, Double A, Kyle, and Chad are going to be holding it down. Peter Tellup, Pete will be in the building, the owner of the network. Going to be a lot of great stuff. I have an announcement. I announced it a little bit earlier, but I'll share it with you because you may have missed this. And for everybody at home, 4 acts of Eli Moon, or as Papa Moon calls it, the 4 phases of the moon. We've had a few drop-offs in the card, so I've had to improvise a little bit, Double A. So you know what? The show must go on. So I'm going to give you this. I know we're a little bit overrun. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to hand it back to you. But I am on in the front stage. We have Narrator, my bro, who literally, if you're in Cleveland, you know who Narrator is. And if you don't,
get to know him. He's fantastic.
Yeah. Narrator's going to be doing an entire hour from 12 to 1. I'm on at 1-ish. I'm going to go on a few minutes right after Narrator finishes. We're going to transition right into my first act, Act 1, on the front stage. So you'll see me. I'll be in the same room. As the Inside Edge Network is going live at 1 o'clock, I will be performing. So how about that? Act 2, Double A, we move over to Act 2. And bear with me as I scroll through here this massive list of artists. Act 2, 2:20 p.m. in the patio. I'm going to move over to the patio on the front stage. I'm going to perform again. Act 2, Double A. Act 3, in the back patio, over in the concert hall. I'm going to go to the back patio. At 3 p.m., I'm going to perform Act 3, more songs. And then at 11:30, if you're a night owl, you're going to be rocking all day. I hope you are. Can't wait. Act 4, 11:30 p.m., I will hit the concert hall. I will put a bow on Moonbash by performing my latest album, Golden Child.
There it is. And we'll have it we'll have the remote for you But if you want to actually see the performances, you'll hear it in the background. But if you want to see the performances, you got to be in the building.
Yes.
You got to be in the building. Very affordable stuff. And by the way, 2 days of this, full day tomorrow or later today, and then Sunday night, there's another part 2 of this, Eli.
Correct. Yep. Day 2 of Moon Bash Crazy. It's a full weekend. We have DJ Night, DJ Chris Styles from 95.9 FM here in Cleveland, WOVU. He is going to be headlining an incredible DJ set and lineup with sets coming from DJ Chris Styles headlining, DJ Black Unicorn, DJ D-Lo, E-Rock, Coach T, and DJ Jack the Ripper. And DJ Jack the Ripper is going to be in the building tomorrow. Come say hi. If you see him, he's going to be out on the patio earlier in the day. He'll move over to the front stage to conclude that evening. He's going to help out. It's going to be a rotation of DJs. Double A, I am thrilled. I'm not going to lie. My hair's been on fire all week. But I'm excited.
Man, this is going to be fantastic. We're not going to keep this overrun going too long because we both need to sleep and get ourselves ready. I got to do laundry early in the morning.
I think that makes 2 of us.
Get it knocked out and ready to go. Well, fans, thank you guys for tuning in here on Midnight Run and all of our network programming. Again, 1 o'clock tomorrow or later today, 1 o'clock, we're on the air. Myself and Papa Moon will lead our coverage, and then, you'll see Eli at some point. Kyle and Chad will jump in, all that stuff coming up. But again, Monday through Friday, we're on each and every single day. Our daily shows, plus go to the damn website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. You can get the whole website. But 5 o'clock Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell, and then our 3-stream, 3-show, 1-stream. That's right. 3-show, 1-stream.
I feel like it helps me when I say 3-hour, 3-show.
We got to come up with some kind of marketing term for what we do at nights.
We call it the 3-3-1, the 3-hour, 3-show, 1-stream.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I say it's on the ticker. Like, it's on the ticker right there. Join us every weeknight for our Inside Edge Network Primetime block.
But see, that confuses me. Are we doing Primetime for 3 hours then? Is the Primetime block?
Inside Edge Primetime with Eli, Moon, and Chad. Oh, Chad's off next week, right?
Yeah, we announced that earlier. Don't worry. We covered our bases.
Yeah, he's off.
Yep. Solo Eli
Daily
Moon
Spyro with Autumn at 11.
Yes.
And then what's over here?
Midnight Run with, well, you're still on the Spiral part. Hold on, wait for it. Here it comes.
Midnight
Run with
Anthony
Alford at 12 a.m. 3 shows, 1 stream, and you know where you can find us at Inside Edge Net, not only on X and YouTube, but all of the socials. And you're going to want to smash that notification bell tonight so you can be ready for us tomorrow.
You ever get so lazy at doing the promo, you just look at the ticker and let it do it for you?
Look, we've had brain lapses this week. Obviously, I'm a perfectionist. So earlier when I heard you go, Rich Paul 02. Rich Paul 02. I go, okay. Let's get some sleep, Double. It's time to work this weekend.
We will see you in about 12 hours right here on the Inside Edge Network. Have a great rest of your Friday.